I am sure sports. You know me there, I'm coast to coast representing. I mean, say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crap of players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Picnic Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices, add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
That Sports for the best authentic sportswear. You check Winston Sports when you want the best authentic sportswear. Winston Sports. Food change advertising. And for roll out the numbers. Remember, no easy laugh, no off.
Some sports store for take notes. Them full of dreams and hopes. Then why them come and sell rope? When there is only one, yeah, there is only one goat. And that's a Wilson, yeah, that's a Wilson, yeah, that's a Wilson sports. Yeah, ball boots, ball tops, ball shots, string yard, ball socks. Them kind of drip you quick for make your ex call back. Little quickness in my boots and ball out, me want that. My Nike ticky pretty and my Adidas all black. Dribble down your field with grip and feel me can't drop. Slide tackle all my own a team and know this not pop. Why? Because I'm buy the supper.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. And I am Man's Man. And it is the second day of the year 2024. And we are happy to be alive. We have made it, people. We have come through. We have come across. We have crossed over. And so we give thanks to a life and life more abundantly. We give thanks to the Most High God, the one who has made the heavens and the earth, the one who keeps us. He never slumbers and he never, ever sleeps. He's good all the times, and all the times he is absolutely good. So put your hands together and give him a big shout of praise. I'll do it a day in a church, but you know that God is good, people. Me I tell it, I'm me fi tell you no. God good. Yo, people, God good. I am alive, people. God good. No joke. Yeah, understand me. God is so good. To me, I don't know what you're going through, but just hold that and receive that. You understand me? He's a good God. So blessings to you. Good to have you. Again, listen, for the next couple of weeks, you're going to hear me say this often. Thank you so much to every single one of you who stick and stayed with us for the year 2023. You know, some of you subscribed for the first time. That was so awesome. Some of you got introduced to the platform, and you have been just faithful viewers, subscribers. Many of you have also partnered with in doing things to change lives. Sometimes, listen, a lot of you don't know like how impactful your super sticker and your super chat is, because it allows me to use resources that you give to this platform to change lives. And every day, it's just that we can't tell you all the stories. You understand me? But every day, from the gifts that you give, we are changing and transforming life. So don't think that you viewing this channel, you liking the channel, you subscribing, you're indirectly contributing to life change. You have to give yourself credit for that. You understand me? You want to say Rastafari Jah over Jaira. You understand me? Big up man like Simon. Big up man like Simon Preston in the building. Yeah. You know, Peso, up. Peso said that he's going to, be more moderate this year. He's a change man. He's a brand new creation. All things have passed and all things have become new, says Mr. Travis Peso. Big up I, Refer, Morris, Rev down there. S, Technique, Skip. Bless up yourself in a triple E. Listen, sent a heartfelt message to me, really encouraging. He sent that via email. When people take time to email you, that is so important. So big up yourself. Triple E, respect to the core for that. You understand me? Fresh God, one of the real ones out there. You understand me? People, when they don't see Fresh God on the platforms, it's not that him off, but him money get enough, If the amount of machines them have can't count it. So him have to over there administer it, Tom Stranger, KW Media, big up on yourself, Good words in the place. Nitro, up. I need to find out how some of you come to the names that you have, Juras, aka Jew Fortis. Excellent. Man of God, bless up yourself. You understand me? Music director, bass, guitar, drums, keyboard, you name it. The man, they can play it. And he lives his life to the glory of God, the Father. John Powell, I wonder if you're related to Colin Powell. Gunner's boss. All I know you can't match up to real Albala, Gunner's boss. You understand me? Tyrone Williams, bless up. Every time I say Tyrone Williams, I keep on wondering if this is a Tyrone Williams that is a keeper for Portmore. Is this the person or somebody just maybe similar names? All right, people. Fresh God said, man, make people rob him. Ricky Ramprasad, Mr. United. Boy, Mr. United look like an Arsenal boat. They're beside each other. We're not in the same boat, but look like the boats are beside each other, in the same treading water, Mr. United. Toki, True, Blue, up JC. Yeah, man. You understand me? So, people, listen. For the next couple of weeks when I come on, Owen, up and running, I'm going to give you some values that you can live by for the year 2024. Probably 4 of them. You understand me? 2024. So we'll give you 4 of them. So what are values? A value, a principle that reflects an ideal moral standard by which individuals guide their thoughts and action, and from which society as a whole ultimately benefits. Right, so let me give you the definition again that I'm using for what is a value. When I say, boy, you don't have no values, you have values. Jason, soldier. You know what's a soldier? Soldier. It's you, soldier. Anyways, Happy New Year to you, soldier. I'm going to leave it this in a soldier. Soldier, I'm going to leave it this. Happy New Year to you, soldier. You see you, soldier, Happy New Year to you. Soldier, you know. You reach at Jamaica, you say management XYZ. You go to New York, you say management XYZ. You come back at Jamaica, you say management XYZ. Mr. Soldier, say that, Soldier, it's okay. No management. You go back a foreign. Soldier, behave yourself, mind you get yourself in a problem, Big up yourself, soldier. Happy New Year to you and the big, strong 17 over there. Take care of them and they will take care of you. My brother, soldier, bless up yourself. So value, a principle that reflects an ideal moral standard by which individuals guide their thoughts and actions, and from which society as a whole ultimately benefits. Dre, any weather sports, breaking news, boss. Big up yourself. All right. How would you define real success in life, people? Hey, I them thing I'm gonna use to mash up Cranky, you know. Cranky, when it comes to the debate, Andre Fortune will be back, people. He's not far, but he will be back. This week you'll see him on the platform. But Cranky and I are gonna have a debate. Cranky, how would you define success in life? In the minds of many, success means making a great deal of money or achieving fame and recognition. But haven't we all known people who, possessing a great deal of money, fame, or both, are failures? And haven't we all seen people with little money who are great successes? The standards of true success are these. Are you in control of yourself? Do you have a grip on life? Are you happy? Are you developing your spiritual life? Do you get a thrill out of everyday living? Do you know God? Are you held in esteem by other people? If money comes to you along with all these values, that is good. But money should not be your main goal. Achieving a happy, satisfying, and fulfilling life is what you really should focus on. And the next logical question is, how do you go about doing this? How do you go about living this kind of life? First, select and adopt a set of values. Then dedicate yourself to living by them. This may not be easy, but the rewards of living by specific values in your life are enormous and gratifying. Based on my years of experience as a pastor and just an observer of the human spirit, I have discovered some values, and I will go through them with you. The first one that I want to talk about is develop a value called integrity. Integrity is a firm adherence to a code of moral values. That is the definition that I'm going to work with. All right? Complete honesty, complete integrity is almost tangible. Whenever you encounter it in people, you know you can trust them. The ability to inspire trust and confidence is often a factor in their success. I have often been struck by the realization that many highly successful people seem to live by what might be called a code of super honesty. They are not satisfied with casual everyday standards. They go an extra mile. They make the unusual choice. One of the best ways to strengthen your standards of honesty is to speak out forcibly against dishonesty wherever you come into contact with it. We all tend to condone things by keeping silent, afraid we'll be disliked, or that we may be considered smug or self-righteous. If you are easy on wrongdoers, you may wind up being too easy on yourself. On the other hand, if you speak out loud and clear in favor of honesty, you make it difficult for yourself to be anything but honest. So, let me just give you some steps and then we gone from this, because we have to increase the work of the platform. You know. When you are on a course of dishonesty, stop it at once. No excuses, no delaying tactics. You want to live in integrity, you have to do that. Talk it over with someone. Then you rebuild your moral strength. Get forgiveness from the person wronged and from God. Forgive yourself and put it in the past. Right the wrong as fully and as fast as you are able, and resolve never to be dishonest again. So, let me give you this quote. The one thing worth living for is to keep one's soul pure. All right? So, those are my words of advice and encouragement to you. And I'm glad to see that you are in the comment section reaching out to each other, because we have built some friendships in this thing, you know, by our communication and our talking and our dialogue. And that is good. You understand me? Respect the man them for that. I see J. Ross in the building. I see Conroy Sterling in the building. So right now, before we get into our content, I'm going to invite you to hit the like button, to subscribe, and to share the content. If you did not give a super sticker or a super chat over the festive season, you can go ahead and do so right now. Be a blessing, because you are blessed right now to the platform. All right? I'm going to see if I can invite a couple of persons on, if they're available to come on, to discuss the topic at hand. I also wanted to go back. I have spliced up the Andre Blake interview because it's such a powerful, a paramount discussion that we had. And I'd love for you to, in your spare time, go and listen to it. I'm going to do two things today in this. We're going to go through a recent interview done by Garrett Southgate. We're also going to get back to this topic of what is quality football, how it can be defined, and what matters most, right? And how do you achieve, where does achieving the outcome, the desired outcome, lies in the quality of play that is seen by the eyes, all right? We are going to discuss those topics today, and I want you to be involved in them. Big up Sure Improvement. Sure Improvement, you promised me that you would be back in St. Anne on Tuesday and you would call me. And all I know, me no hear nothing from Sure Improvement. This is a sure disappointment. I have not heard from Sure Improvement. You understand me? I have not heard from Sure Improvement, you know. And Sure Improvement said, I was going to be in the St. Anne side on Tuesday, man. And I will, West Ham and Brighton are playing. It is 0-0. Mikel Antonio is not back yet, but I know that he's on the path to recovery. You understand me? So hopefully he will be back up and running in short order. That's Reggae Boy. Yeah. A.M. Henry, Happy New Year. Oh, Shane, Rodney. Well, go on now. You tell me. Ian Campbell, bless up yourself. Tennessee. You don't send anything for buy the sorrel or for clear the barrel. When Christmas come, I just want way for me. Me no want to see your face even I have nothing to give me. When Christmas come, I just reap me want to reap. Name food, drink sorrel, and go on my bed, go sleep. Hey, we have some lyrics, you know. They're bad. And that's that. Yeah. All right. I think people. All right, watch out now. Man have to take the call in. Important. Hold on, because the person could be coming on to the show. So hold on. Let me see what's going on right here. All right, not getting through. Siobhan Pierre, bless up yourself. And Jam Up TV. Sometimes, you know, when people call in, I'm going to start asking them, what is the genesis? Where is the genesis of the name? And what is the meaning behind the name? Like, depending on what you have, like Triple E, to be interesting to know how he came up with that. Jam Up TV would be interesting to hear. Sure improvement, like, what is it? Big up AM Henry, another female. This year we want to increase the number of females on our platform having dialogue where sports is concerned. And we're going to add to our panelists this year by having a female who is going to, you know, talk some sports as well, very knowledgeable on the sports as we seek continual improvement and steady growth of the platform. All right, are we ready to have some discussion, people? Daniel Smith, bless up yourself. You understand me? Yeah. Are you ready to have some discussion? All right. So firstly, don't know if any of you heard or listened to the recent interview by Garrett Southgate. Garrett Southgate, as you know, you see that people, Triple E has 3 kids and they all start with the name E. Interesting. Big up yourself. Tennessee Lewis, like, where did Tennessee get that name from? How did he come up with Tennessee? Maybe he lives in Tennessee, eh? So recently, Garrett Southgate having did an interview, and the interview was on the back of England, the draw for the Euro in terms of zones and all of that. And he was asked about his team and capping players. In fact, he used the word about capping players. And I'm going to paraphrase a little bit of what he said, right? In paraphrasing, he said that for the Euros, which is in the summer, at the same time that, around the same time that the Copa America will be, because both tournaments will be over the summer. He said that his goal is to cap at least 2 other players. All right? 2 other players. So he wants to cap 2 other players. All right. Jason says that man like Tennessee whiskey. So Tennessee, your name, you need to call in and tell me where you get the Tennessee from your name, you know. Because, and the Lewis, you know, because your original name have nothing to do with Tennessee Lewis, you know. Big up yourself for the super sticker. So you need to come and share the people. How did you come up with this, right? So Garrett Southgate is saying that he has 2 players. Now, if you look at his last squads, he brought in a couple of youngsters who are not capped yet. So could he be referring to those youngsters because they are not capped tied, though they have played? Or is he talking about other players that are out there who he needs to bring in? Bottom line is, he was very specific that he's looking at 2 other players to add to the group. And there's a couple of ways that I believe that we need to view this and we need to look at this as a football in public in Jamaica and have reasonable dialogue. Let's lift the level of our conversation. Now, it's interesting to me that he would come out and make a statement like that. Of course, the question was asked. It is suggesting to me a couple of things. That his core squad is his core squad. And he's not looking to bring in mass changes in the immediacy of things. But over time, as tournaments arises, he will bring in 2 here and 2 there and 2 there until he changes out the older ones for newer players and younger players and better players. I think that's a good way to transition teams. Good way to transition teams. In the same way that Coach Himir Hallgrimsson has been doing with the Jamaican team, that over time, he has kept a core, but in different windows, you'd see players coming in, players going out, players coming in, players going out. But he doesn't bring in mass changes in any one window. He brings in possibly 2, maybe a new one, and one that has been a part of the mix. So you'd have seen the likes of KC Palmer coming in. And I think some of these things we need to look at. And Michael Hector getting called back after long periods out. Jonathan Russell was in, then out, then in again. A Kieroy Anderson, who came in. A Greg Lee, who came in. Going back earlier in the summer, you would have seen Demarai Gray. You would have seen Arenaldo Cephas. You would have, and I'm talking about the first team proper. You'd have seen Dujan Whisper Richards as well. So we are seeing him over time. We have seen where Amal Knight has come in, right? So we are seeing. Hey, yo, you see, anytime, hold on. Yeah, man. You see, anytime this brother come on the program, I go beat him. Yeah, the man send me. I say your phone bill big like a house. Who know, you know. Who know. All right, big up yourself. So the people, you see, one thing with the people them who have iPhone. Sorry, let me just segue. See, the people them who have iPhone, them always go on like iPhone better than Android. On the ease on yourself. On the relax. You hear? Just relax. Android we think that. Anyway, so back to it, right? So he has been doing that. So you have seen all of these players, and I think he is consistently fine-tuning his team. It also says that the better teams always have this in the progression of the team. Players coming in, players going out. But you don't have a mass exodus of players either in or out. All right? So where that is concerned, I think Southgate is kind of doing something similar to Coach Hal Grimson. Make sense? And people, if you disagree with me, we can talk, or if you think there are other ways to look at it, you can call in and we can talk. We are a minute away from the call-in time, so I'm going to set up the phone, right? So here is the other way that we need to look at it, right? If Southgate is saying that he plans on using or adding or capping only 2 more players, we know that in terms of players who can represent Jamaica by heritage, who are in England and in the league, they are at least at the Premier League level, at least 10. At least. When they talk about the 20 teams in the Premier League, players there who could possibly, by heritage, represent Jamaica, if they so desire. So, if I am a player and I hear Southgate say that he's going to put 2 in, it means that my opportunity for being an English international by the summer is little to none. Little to none. Right? Because it's only 2. And remember, there are other players who have Ghanaian citizenship, Nigerian citizenship, Irish citizenship, Wales citizenship, that they may also be looking to cap. So it doesn't mean that Jamaican. So if he says the 2 is 1 from Wales and say 1 who could represent Jamaica, all the other players will be left out there. And like Jason is saying, it depends on what position you're playing in. Because there are some positions that you're certainly not going to get called into this English team. Certainly not going to get called. All right? So, whoa, what does this mean for Jamaica? I think Garrett Southgate's statement should be a warning sign to players who are still waiting on a call-up to the full English team. It should be a warning sign that you're kind of dark if you desire to play for England. No, so if you're not going to play for England, here is a choice you have as a player. Not to play international football or to represent the nation of my heritage. Because what Southgate has done, is shifted the onus on you to make a decision. To get better, to be one of the two, or to really seriously consider your future as an international player, or to seek to play for a next national country that plays international football. Jamaica, in this case, we're speaking of. So who are the likely player of all the players that could, Hey Simon, if you can jump on the stream quickly, you can jump on the stream quickly, and give your thoughts, on my interpretation of the interview. I'm not sure that I can pin the interview in here because I don't want to get in any problem, right? Yeah, Nigerian. Yeah, I made that point. Nigerian, Congolese, Ghanaian, all of these nationalities. So here's the thing. So if we look at who are the players who could represent Jamaica, who have the best opportunity of playing for England, who are uncapped now, you could possibly say, let's look. If he's going to pick remember he could pick like Garden, because Garden can play, I think, for Northern Ireland and England. So that's Garden he's at Newcastle, right? Move from Everton to Newcastle. He's one. What if he's one? That leaves only one more player, One more player. So, which one player, if he's going to select one who have Jamaican heritage, which one player? And for maybe you could say Mason Greenwood, which I think is probably unlikely at this present time, or at least up until summer. Or you could say some person saying Cole Palmer. You have Rico Lewis as well, a youngster who could switch and stuff. I think they still have that one-time switch that he may want to. You have this young player at Newcastle named Miley, who can play, I think, for Ireland and for England as well. You have that young player. You also have probably a Tyreek Mitchell, who again could you go at? You understand me? When you look at their ages as well, Morgan Gibbs-White. If you look at all of them, it's only one out of that. It means that all the others should seriously consider representing the country of their heritage. You may be saying, but why not wait out to play for England? Let me tell you why. Especially Ramsey. Yeah, Ramsey is the next one as well that he could look at. Let me tell you why. I think right now, this interview opens the door for the Jamaican players, the Jamaica Football Federation, and even Coach Hal Grimson to reach out to some of these players right in this window to say, did you hear what Southgate says? It is obvious that only 2 more players are going to play in the summer. So Jamaica now is a viable option for you. So how do we go about that? Players need to understand, if he only wants to, it is possible as well that he could just mess up your mind by just calling you, knowing that you're not going to be one of them, because he doesn't want you to go elsewhere, but he doesn't want you to really play, or you're not going to be a part of the full team setup anytime in the near future. Which means, though you want to play international football, you could be one and done. Play one game and never play again. You're enticed by the desire to play for England and it doesn't work out. That's something that as a player, you need to consider, you and your agent. But why should a player play for a nation like Jamaica? Are there any benefits? All right, listen, remember, it doesn't change the fact that you are a citizen of the country. It doesn't affect your citizenship. It doesn't change the value of your citizenship if you play for Jamaica. In fact, if you play for Jamaica and play international football, it helps you in terms of your value on the market because now you have international cap under your belt. So younger players benefit from playing international football. You hear me? So when you play international football, so say you are worth £100. When you play international football, that goes up to £105, which means if your sale value goes higher, then it also means that your salary goes higher. If you play international football, which Jamaica affords you, because you're in the Premier League, you are going to play. If you're playing in the Premier League, you are going to play in a team like Jamaica at some point. Your value is going to go up, and here's why. You have 2 critical tournaments to play in the same time. And this is right before the transfer window in the summer or during the window in the summer. You have the Copa America. Preceding that, you have the Nations League and World Cup qualifying. So if you're at the stage where you're thinking about renegotiating your contract, you're thinking about, like even for Mason Greenwood, think about it, people. If Mason Greenwood doesn't move in this window and plays for Jamaica, say Nations League, have a good Nations League. Mason Greenwood plays in the World Cup qualifier, just like how Demarai Gray comes, and the Demarai Gray, if his agent market what he did since playing for Jamaica, his value would go up astronomically. So when you look at Mason Greenwood's form with Getafe, if Mason Greenwood were supposed to come to the Jamaica national team and at that level of performance, think about the teams that will be in demand when the Nations League is done. Because also Jamaica's up chances of winning it will even, the probability goes higher. The possibilities are better. So here's what is going to happen. Here's what is going to happen. Jamaica and the player would benefit. Jamaica would possibly win with you playing, which means that more eyes will be on you. And here's what they will say: listen, Mason Greenwood came and played, or Dwight McNeil, or Tyreek Mitchell, or Morgan's Gibb White, call all names. These guys got added, and look, Jamaica won the Nations League. Imagine now, after that, you go to Copa America. Look at the group that Jamaica have. You're going up against other Premier League players and players playing across the world. Big side, good teams. You are able to come out of that group, out of that zone. You come out of that group, you come out of that zone. People, big things. You play against the Brazil, the Argentina, the Uruguay, whomever, and you do well. Imagine Jamaica makes it to the semi-final with you in the team. What will it be your market value in this summer? I think the players need to look at this, because if you miss this Copa America, the probabilities of you having this said opportunity again gets slimmer. So I think if there's anything the Garrett Southgate interview did, is that it has opened the door. All right, I hear a lot of people. Tell me, all right, so let me take this one. Mannings, with the uncertainty with the JFF leadership, maybe they don't want to tie themselves to Jamaica until after the election, as one of the candidates has expressed a disdain for overseas players. All right, so very good point. Very good point. All right. So I'm going to take everything you say, and I'm going to say this. Okay, wait until after the 14th of January then. Because that is not long enough. That is 12 days from now. That is 12 days from now. 12 days from now. So, yeah. Right? So, if they have reservations about what the leadership of the football would be, then okay, fine. I agree with you. Just then, wait until after the election. All right? Oh. Jason, text me. What's going on, Jason? Send me a text, Jason. Yeah, man, Smith Rowe can still represent Jamaica if he so desires. Yeah. All right. So Jason, just send me a text so I can see what is happening, because I'm not seeing what is happening. Yeah. You understand me? I would say, in fairness to the players, I agree. Wait until after the election. 12 days away. Yeah. Somebody, all right, I just put up a comment. Hey, listen, moderator. Person's moderating. All right, let me tell you again. People, let me say this, right? The purpose of my platform is not to carry out personal vendetta against people. So if somebody do you something elsewhere, that's you and them business. You see, on my platform, as long as a person is not using derogatory terms and being disrespectful, all right, refrain from timing them out. All right, if it persists, it's very easy. We take the range from you, because the purpose of the comment section is not, okay, last week you do me this, let me do it back. It's not from, let us grow up. Do you understand me? For some persons, I know that they are balancing their views, so I allow them to moderate. For some persons, I allow it to moderate because I want you to grow up and be responsible. But if you continue to be irresponsible, you'll be responsible for the wrench being removed from you. Do not be petty. All right. So let's move on. So let's get back to the discussion. So right. I respect Jason. Yeah. So let's get back to the discussion. So while they can wait on the election, I would say not the passport. What they need to do is to begin to get their citizenship sorted out. Because here's what I keep on telling people. To get your citizenship doesn't hurt you. And what it costs you is minimal. It's not costing you £1,000 to get the citizenship and passport process done, no matter how tedious it may be. And I suspect that most of you can afford under £1,000. All it is doing is that you have the paperwork in process, so that if after January 14, you believe the party that is leading the football will accommodate you, you can continue the process and complete the process. All right? Very important that we get that. Do you hear me? So, find out from your grandmother if she's actually Jamaican. Find out from your and if you're listening and you're from the UK, call the player that you know and tell them this. Find out from your grandmother, your grandfather, if they have their Jamaican passport, if they have a Jamaican birth certificate, the documents that you would need to prove that you are your grandmother's grandchild, or your grandfather's grandchild, or you're your father, that man is your father, or that woman is your mother. Get those things in place. Because even if you decide that, okay, the wrong party is in power and they will not accept me as a Jamaican, it would be good for you to do it for the purpose of connecting with your family. So it's a win-win for the player to start the process. Making sense, people? I see Ian saying many players don't want to apply even for their citizenship. So my point is this: players need to understand, applying for citizenship don't change your citizenship. It's not like in the US where when you're doing this citizenship, because you can have dual citizenship even as a Jamaican, you know. I don't think they ask you to renounce your Jamaican citizenship. They don't. So the players need to probably be educated by the Mikel Antonio and the Ethan Pinnock and the Bobby Reeds and the Daniel Johnson, the Demary Gray. Some of these players need to call them and say, listen, do the citizenship. The Joey Lattibody here need to call somebody, the KC Palmer, the Mariappa. You can call somebody. And I'm saying this knowing that some of you probably have bitterness issues with how the whole football landscape in Jamaica operate. But if there's anything I learned from the Andre Blake interview, and he said it over and 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 over again. He says, I chose to get better instead of bitter. And he said, I chose to get better instead of bitter. Remember, he shared this in his story. At 15, he was basically not selected. At 17, he was not selected. At 20, never got no game. Took him a while to even get capped for the national team. He felt like he was better than many of the other keepers, doing better than them. He wasn't. But instead of getting bitter, he used it to get better. So what is the point I am making? So some of the players, maybe you feel like the football never dealt with you right. All right? Jamaica never treated you the way they were supposed to. And you're absolutely, maybe absolutely right. But don't get bitter. Get better. I know there may be some family issues as well. Maybe the Jamaican side of your family has not been the best. They have not been, you understand me? They may not have even taken care of you. Now you're at the place where you're doing well and you're making money and stuff. Why should I? All right? Get better. You know, and I'm going to use an example. There's a man, years ago, that he was going about helping people. All of you probably meet him already. You probably know him already. And he was trying to help the people. He was an innocent man, and they brought him on a murderer before the people. And they said, which one of them you want? And they said, give us Barabbas. They put that man on a cross. And here's what happened. When they put him on the cross, here's what he said. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they have done. What is my point? You see, a lot of times when we have resentment towards people, and we have to understand that in their youthfulness, in their times of greatest difficulties, they never even understood what they were doing. So forgive them and move on. Because maybe some of the players have reservation because of the Jamaican side of their families have treated them. So if you know any of them, tell them that, because you have learned, you have forgiven them. Because it's when you don't forgive, here's what happened. It's like you drink poison and you want the other person to die. The person who's walking with unforgiveness and bitterness in their heart, is really drinking poison, and they expect the other person to die. It's hurting you. So I want to encourage all the players them from the Omari Hutchinsons. And some people believe like he was unjustly criticized and things. Listen, I listen to commentators, in England. And listen, I would call what we do in terms of criticizing very, very limited when compared to some of the stuff that I hear. Believe me, people, when I listen to how some of these analysts and pundits speak, we are not there yet. When I hear all these guys in England deal with Anthony, you'd think that Anthony is a clown in a circus. Like he has no knowledge, he has never. And he goes out there and he plays still. So there's no player who, no matter how criticized, should ever take that. If that is the reason, I don't know. To say, we can't play for Jamaica because here the people them go on. Because there are places that you'll go and play that they will call you monkey and make monkey chance. What you going to do? Stop playing because of people in the stands who don't know you, who don't understand you, who you have to have that thing in yourself that while you can take stands and position, you are so confident in who you are that you don't allow external forces to make you to make decisions. All right, so let me tell you people, one thing with management. I'm going to, you see this here? You see? Let me tell you this. You see this thing where, and I've been like this for a while. You will never see management put up a video talking about a player that I don't have anything to confirm it. I am not doing what is expedient. The first value I spoke about today is integrity. Above the likes, we must tell people only what we can prove. Don't come here and speculate and let people walk away believing we have concrete evidence. You see here, you know what is so funny? You know that. Welcome, Simon.
Thank you for having me, man. Really
Happy New Year.
All the best to you and to all the viewers, man. Really appreciate it. Yeah, man, finish your point.
Yeah, let me just use Simon. You know what is so funny? You know that if Simon comes out and says something, our management, you all challenge us to prove that it is accurate, but you allow other people to get away with saying things that they don't have no evidence of. And while I appreciate the high level of respect you have for our integrity, you must hold other people to the same standards. When they come up and say things and put out thumbnails or stuff with information, ask them, where is the evidence of it? You don't come to management and Simon to ask, because we're not the one putting it out. What you must ask us is the information that we put out. But the people are putting out the information. If it is not accurate and it cannot be proven, call them out. Call them out. But bless up yourself.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it being on, man. A lot of things have been discussed, and yeah, you touched on Garrett Southgate's interview recently, and I'm sure others would have been able to watch it as well. But I must say it's no secret in terms of what is his expectations. This is the last year of his contract, so Euro 2024, and that's it. And there'll be somebody else for the World Cup in 2026. But what he has repeated more than one occasions, not news to anybody, is that he wants depth in relation to central defense. He spoke about the blessings of talent he has at right back, but he's always stressed the point about depth at centre half. That's an area he's always made mention about. And just to echo what you said, England is almost as diverse as the United States in terms of ethnicities, nationalities as well. So, as you said, not assume, but present the facts. So, I'm echoing those points to its entirety of what you have made mention about.
Yeah, because when I think about it, if he's just say Wayne Rooney is available, Simon.
For Man United, sure.
What? Oh, to replace Ten Hag? Oh, geez, I feel it for him. The man left America, went back to England, and in 3 months lost his job in 18 games.
Yeah, 13 weeks basically. That's such a short time. I understand performances haven't been good, but in this day and age, you don't get the time like you used to.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see Brian saying, Simon, man is getting so upset and angry. I think you need to give him the link for the coconut water, and it helps him to calm the nerves and temper, especially when it's cold.
No problem, man.
Yeah, but that's part of what I wanted this, because if you really listen to Southgate, it doesn't it doesn't appear that he has major shakeups in his team leading up to the summer. It doesn't seem to look like I'm still going to keep my core. I'm going to work with them until I'm going to keep my. It's almost because I did ask him, I think before that, about other opportunities in terms of coaching, and he was kind of signaling basically that he's going to keep his team together for the most part until the time that he walks away, because it's almost as if he doesn't win the Euros, he's not going to renew. So he's bringing his familiar players to the Euros. That's how I took it. I don't know how, if you kind of saw it that way. Yeah.
Yes, your interpretation is spot on of it. Very eloquent responses in terms of the questions that were posed to him. But you're also right in terms of his style. Since taking over in 2017, every national team camp, at most 1 to 2 new faces. That is the similar trend that, of course, we've seen with our national team as well with Jamaica. But he's also stressed the point as well that like the under-21s would be served like a feeder towards the senior England team as well. So that gives us more evidence as well. And we've seen clear evidence of it as well. Those individuals he's brought up from the under-21s because he was the under-21 England manager, and he wants that progression of talent as well. So that's a trend that we've seen as well. And as you know, England is a team that I've followed for some time. So it is a trend that he has. So you don't see many 5, 6, 7, 8 tweaks unless the team has already qualified for a World Cup or a Euros, and just giving an opportunity to some players like the last game of the qualifiers, whether it's Euros or World Cup qualifiers. That's the only time frame that you've seen drastic wholesale changes after England has qualified for a major tournament. But yes, to go back to what you're saying, it's spot on from that aspect of things. So what I would say for everybody is, have an open mind, be positive. And as something that you have raised on the platform as well, this platform, let's think about, what can we do as a nation? What can we do individually? We're 5.5 months from World Cup qualifiers. Is there anything we can do? Is there any encouragement we can do, especially towards, for example, PICA, to ensure that this is an expedited process? It's an Olympic year. So I'm sure in other sporting disciplines like track and field, they'll get stuff for the Olympics. So what can we do so that things can be quick?
Well, Ian Campbell said something earlier that some of the players, he spoke about the citizenship, like they don't want to do. I think he's paraphrasing because I can't go back to the comment. Basically saying that they don't want to do the citizenship. I'm saying that what reservation would players have in wanting to seek to pursue the citizenship option, seeing that it doesn't affect their citizenship in the United Kingdom? And what can we do to sort of help educate them to understand that beginning the process or having the citizenship has more benefits, and it doesn't take away any of the benefits of you being a citizen of the United Kingdom?
Yeah, I would say on the information educational aspect, I would say preparing a fact file, what it means to be a Jamaican, the benefits, and also the perks as well, because being a citizen and also getting naturalized has perks as well, just like persons such as you and I that were born in the country, similar sorts of benefits in some instances. So being able to outline some of these perks can help and what it will mean as well. And of course, drawing that connection that you highlighted earlier within this program. So those are important aspects. And you made mention about grandma, grandpa, to locate their birth certificate and so on. That helps big time. But we also know as well, okay, plan B, all right, if it's hopefully not torn up or shred up, okay, RGD. All right, to find out which parish your grandma was born in, what's their full name, was it changed any at all? So once we get all of that, that saves a lot of time, a whole heap of time, as Mr. Campbell will tell you.
Yeah. So right. So if you're saying that prepare something where if you are a Jamaican citizen, here are some of the benefits.
That's what I would say.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. All right. So the other thing is that because you have lived in both spaces, is there any issue that a person could have if they're a citizen of the United Kingdom and seek what I don't what are the negatives of having like dual citizenship? Are there any negative repercussions in any way? How you're viewed, how you're seen, how you're treated, taxation, value as a professional on the market, is there any negative that could give the player reservations about pursuing the process?
The only limitation that I could see from this is the time consuming element. It's not like a situation where you and I can go today and get a passport same day or whatever the case may be. It is a long drawn out process. Could it mean that they might have to miss training because they have an interview or an
Okay.
appointment that morning? That is literally the only limitation that I can come up with. But I don't see any negative at all. But I feel if your heart is into it and you're committed, then you'll make whatever sacrifice or necessary that might be, even if it means letting the Jamaican High Commission know, listen, I have training at 9 a.m., could we really do the interview afterwards or the appointment afterwards? For me, that's the only limitation from that standpoint.
Oh, in terms of being available, being professional players, and
Right.
All right. Fresh God is saying, Simon, could you give an idea of a program that could make the transition smoother for players from getting citizenship and passport? For players getting citizenship and passport.
I would say what I would call is a checklist so that it is a very simple, organized process. Step one, you outline what are the necessary things to locate. So your personal passport photos, your mother, father, grandma, grandpa, birth certificate, and the application form for Jamaica, signed by a JP, notary public, QC, one of those individuals. So you put it on a checklist, all the necessary steps, so it's not all over the place where you end up saying, oh, you have to go to this person, oh, you have to go to that person. So for me, it would be like step one, so that step two, all the way to step 10, so they're aware of those necessary things, so that it's not a overwhelming case or a
Yeah.
confusing matter. Yeah.
One of the things that we have discussed on the program for the last couple of weeks is to have like a dedicated office in spaces like in London, probably small scale with volunteer kind of service for the Jamaica Football Federation. That will become the point place, so that a player who, like I said, is playing in the EPL and doesn't have the time has a direct connection there that can probably do a lot of the background work, and probably find a way of getting, instead of them go to the High Commission, is having some of those things done at that office, if possible, where it becomes more central and easier for the player. So a lot of the background work would be done by that office, that designated office. And people are even suggesting that you could have that in the US. I think Mexico has something similar like that in the USA, and Argentina, they have an office in the USA. as well for some of their dealings. Is that something that could be done, Simon? Would that help, or it is not necessary given, or is it even necessary because we have such a broad and wide and serious numbers in terms of persons who have Jamaican heritage?
For me, I would say it's necessary, and I would say minimum 3 offices, one within the UK, one within Canada, and one within the States. The Canada one, Toronto, the US one, whether that might be New York or Florida, and of course the UK one, maybe headquarters in London or Birmingham, one of the two. I do think those minimum 3 are important. Ideally, whether it might be volunteer, full-time work, or contract worker, yes, just somebody on the ground. That would be extremely important. And as you know the other diasporas as well, with persons of Jamaican heritage in Germany and Netherlands and Japan, etc. But for me, the minimum would be 3, one in US, UK, and Canada, to just get the ball rolling in that sense.
Yeah. I think that would work. And I mean, Jason, who I think he worked with Peak at some point, said the checklist is simple part of for the players. It is a long and drawn out process of on our end, meaning peak and national security, that makes the process so long, barring errors from the applicant. All right. Like the errors by the applicant, is it in a filling like sometimes I don't understand, like, is it filling out a form that they write, like, you put the day before the month and it makes it difficult, or is it error in the documents that are submitted? And the documents, is it the filling out of a form, or it is the incorrect documents that are submitted?
It can be both, but what I've heard, in some instances is, let's say you make a mistake spelling your name and you cross it out and you write Omar in a different way. You have to redo the form instead of, which is time consuming.
Okay.
Instead of they just accepting that crossed out word that you did in trying to spell your name. So in some instances, the spelling, and another case could be, your mother's surname, put in her current surname instead of what her surname was before she got married when she was in Jamaica, for an example.
Or maiden name.
Maiden name, correct. Those situations. If your parents are not married, another situation like that as well. Like for Mikel Antonio, I believe they wanted his parents' marriage certificates as well. So sometimes they need an additional form, in some instances.
You see, that is why the office would be good, because then the office would be able to educate the applicants and based on their situation, what exactly they need to do. As a soldier here, so in management, I asked Simon, it did not entitled to have 2 passports because I have 2, so why them not entitled to the same? So because he has Jamaican, he's in the UK, but he has Jamaican citizenship as well. So he's saying that he has 2 passports. Aren't they all entitled to 2 passports? Is it? I think so. You are living in Jamaica. I don't know. You have to correct me. You can call in and correct me. You are in Jamaica. You had a Jamaican passport. Then you moved to the UK and you got a UK passport. In this case, it's a little different. I don't know if that is what you're trying to say. They are in the UK, so they have their UK passport. The issue is to prove their Jamaican citizenship to get the Jamaican passport. So I think it's a little different, unless I'm not understanding what you're saying.
Yeah, you can all have 3 passports, because not a lot of people will know this. Like, for example, former reggae boy Hubert Busby, born in Canada, Jamaican mother, and a Dutch father. So he has a Jamaican passport, a Dutch passport, and a Canadian passport. So he can have 3. The only instances where you'd have to give up your citizenship is India. You can't be a dual citizen as an Indian. So, for example, an English-born footballer of Indian heritage, you'd have to give up his UK passport to play for India, and same for China as well. And that is what a former Everton player, Tarius Browning, did. He gave up his UK passport to get the Chinese passport to play for China. So it's just few instances that you would have to give up the UK one to play for another nation, like India, China, 2 to be specific. And I think Korea would have to be the same.
Lulu said they are very particular on the forms, no errors or crossouts, because he actually did it for his son, but it was done in the United States. So maybe Lulu, you can call in, if you can, and tell us the process. The problem is Jamaica. The process is too manual and tedious and don't make sense. I work on a project team to set up a franchise in Jamaica. The process was hell.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so that's why I was saying, what can we do in terms of the contacts that we have to ensure a smooth process, to ensure that our Minister of Sport is aware of what lies ahead for us in 2024. Yes, of course, it's a busy year, especially in other sporting disciplines. But for our game, football, ensure that we get what we desire as well. Of course, I'm sure in track and field, a few persons born overseas will look for Jamaican citizenship ahead of the trials coming up in June thereabouts. But what about our sport as well? That has to be on priority. So
yeah. All right. Cranky says they should have an expert soothe players and walk through all your documents before submission. Yeah, which is what we're saying. That is why if there's an office, I think the office would help in that process. The office, you understand what I'm saying? The office, yeah.
For sure. I'm all on board with the office. As I said, 3 offices and 4, one on the island as well. So
I do one in Birmingham and one in London. I don't know.
Yeah, more than one in England, the more the better. Because based on the community, the Jamaican communities, London, Birmingham, Manchester, the 3 biggest communities. So yeah, I would be on board for that, 100%. 2 in the States, New York and Florida. So that'd be nice.
Yeah. You know what? I'd probably do 3 in the States, because I have to do one on the West Coast.
One on the West Coast.
Like places like LA, California, even Houston. There's a lot. The Jamaican population out that side is significant.
Good point. Big point.
So maybe you could go in Florida, up in the tri-state area, and somewhere on the West Coast, because I don't think you need because maybe, and this is something that probably could be looked at, are there Jamaicans there who operate probably clubs or stuff that could, give a space to kind of do that, because it's just a sitting space to know that this is where you can go. You can walk up to this place, someone will be there to help you. So it is not like to buy a building or rent somewhere. It's just a setup that sort of office to see how it will work. And if it is functioning, then you can expand that to other services that you could offer.
Yeah, I agree. Because you cover all bases there with this West Coast, tri-state, Florida, and the South. Yeah, so you have all angles covered in that aspect. So I'm on board with that for sure. And it doesn't have to be, it can be simple. As you said, an office doesn't have to be a very, very massive. So yeah, I would be on board with that 100%.
Yeah. And Jason saying that the Ministry of National Security wants to personally sign off on documents. Wow. For citizenship in this current year. So that will make the process for citizenship even more difficult. So keep that in mind. Really? That's a new development. You knew that, Simon?
I wasn't sure how concrete, it was going to be. I'm wondering, because we had a general election in 2020 and now we're 2024. If this year is a way of, is this supposed to help the general election? Is it supposed to? But yeah, it's a compelling one. So that's why I said time is of the essence in this aspect of things.
Okay, let me call Soldier, because Soldier said that he was born in England. And then he came back to Jamaica. Okay. All right. But Soldier, that's what I'm saying, that Soldier, you were living in Jamaica, I don't understand. Soldier, you're confused, because you spoke about high school in Jamaica and all of those things. So if you went to school in Jamaica, Macy Guerrero, Tyreek Mitchell, Mikel Antonio, and Bobby, those guys, though, it's a different thing. I think I think it's different, right, Simon?
What you say about Soldier?
No, man. Soldier is saying.
From birth?
I hear a beeping. Is that me?
No, that's not you.
No, what he's saying is, All right. Let me get to Soldier comment right here because he said I was born.
Mm-hmm.
I was born in England at the John Radcliffe Hospital, and I never go through so much problems.
Okay.
When did you get your Jamaican passport, though? Weren't you living in Jamaica at the point, which is different from the players that don't live here? That's what I'm saying, Soldier. But in LA, the local consular check your paperwork. Then you send the documents to Washington, D.C. Then they send the documents to PICA. Okay. And that's how the process is in the USA. This one says, Horace Chang himself wants to do that. And his main focus, he says, is crime. Huh?
I'll do some research on it, though.
Hey, Jason, I don't know. Jason, you have to call in and explain. Maybe Ian can come and explain that. Nia says, Nia says, you see that? I am trying to help someone with an existing issue, but even the attorneys in Jamaica are reluctant to engage PICA for fear of making the officials there even more hardened in their ways. Whoa. Whoa. So there is a problem, Simon, that needs to fix. There needs to be some engagement.
I'll do some digging on it.
Yeah.
And also seek some advice as well from Mr. Campbell regarding those legislations. I'll do some.
Yeah, Ian, if you can call in and let us know a little bit about this new edict. And thanks, Brando, gifted one. I am sure sports membership. Thank you, sir. You get I have a chauffeur as well, people, but it's hard to blow the chauffeur, as you all know. But yourself, Brando. All right, Sochi. Welcome.
I'm just helping my mom with something, so I'll be back shortly. All right.
All right. Thank you, man. All right, Simon.
Cool. Yeah, man.
Not a problem. Go ahead, Soji.
Okay. My best Simon. What I'm saying to you, man, I was born in England, John Radcliffe Hospital in Oxford, and I came to Jamaica. I don't have a Jamaican birth paper, but my mom is Jamaican, my dad is Jamaican, and I never got through that problem. But they said I'm entitled to two passports, and I never have a Jamaican passport until 1981.
You're entitled to it?
Yeah. I don't know the issue if it changed now.
So how did you get, you said you never went through that issue. Were you the one who went through the process of getting No, man. Were you the one who went through
all right. No, my mother.
All right. So when you got that passport, were you living in Jamaica or living in the United Kingdom?
Yeah, at the time I went back to the United Kingdom in 1979. And I came back to Pinnock in 1981.
So when you get the passport,
my mom get the passport here.
Okay, so you. Okay, yeah, man, just slow down. Yeah, man, slow down. Okay, so you were living in Jamaica. You went back to the United Kingdom with your parents. You got your Jamaican passport while in the United Kingdom. But right, and then you traveled back to Jamaica.
Yeah.
Okay, so did she apply for the passport though when you were in Jamaica? When she was in Jamaica or when she went to the UK, she applied for it? Because that makes a huge difference in a city. Soji, and not only that, remember now, you are doing it from a place where your mother and so you're like what they call first generation. Your mother and your father are Jamaican. A lot of these guys, it is their grandparents. So maybe
that's why my boys don't have Jamaican because them are entitled to a British book. Did you know that?
I didn't hear that.
My sons, they are entitled to a Jamaican book and a British book.
Yeah, what do you mean? What I don't understand the term entitled. I need somebody from Peak. Is it entitlement?
Yeah, okay, what I'm saying to you, man, if you born in Jamaica now, right?
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah, man, I'm listening.
And you came to England, and then you get naturalization, and you get a British book. From you have that British book, and you get a kid after that, you get a kid after your naturalization as a British citizen. Your kid, that kid, no matter where they are, you get a kid. They are entitled to a British book.
They are entitled to a British book. All right.
Yeah, they are entitled to a British book as long as you get. But if you get the British book, 99, let's say something, 2023, and that kid born 2024, and he born in Japan, that kid entitled to a British book. No problem. I'm gonna ask like that. That tells you that's how it goes.
All right. DV Group says Jamaica is not like the US or UK. If your parents is Jamaican, but you were born outside of Jamaica, you don't automatically get Jamaican citizenship.
Oh, you don't get Jamaican citizenship. Okay, I understand. That I understand, but I know you get British. You entitled to a British book. I know I understand what that person said.
So Solji, so what you're saying, Solji, if you have a son in Jamaica next month, right? That son lives in Jamaica for 20 years. No man. That son lives in Jamaica for 20 years. He just need to come. He can just get a passport without proving citizenship.
What repeat that again? I don't hear clearly. Repeat that.
So say you have a son who lives in Jamaica. Or you get a son in Jamaica. He lives in Jamaica for 20 years, but he wants to go on the run. He wants to do track and field for Great Britain. All right. The question I'm asking you is this. Does he have to prove his citizenship and his connection to you before he gets the book? Or does he get a book automatically?
All right. I can give you an example. There was this girl playing netball for Jamaica. None of her parents wasn't British. And they realized she's good. What they do, the British say give her British citizen that she play netball for England. They don't use to do something else. Because sportsmen, England will do anything to get person as long as they do sports management. It will make a difference. Because if a kid is from Jamaica and very talented, for instance, Chilean Fraser came to England, and she realized she have never run for Jamaica and she have so much potential. Straight away, they'll take her out. They don't use sports, use something else.
Yeah, but a sport.
If I have a son, he don't play sports, have a son down there for 20 years. And it's my kid, and I can say that it's my kid. Straight away, entitled to a British citizen. Entitled to a British passport.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, I understand them getting the... All right. I have somebody who is right now, Soldier, doing the process. You see what you're talking about? That's what they're doing. He says, it can be anything. I'm doing this for my niece and nephew for England, and it could be a variety of things. It is not as simple as he's saying, which is you, Soldier. And he's saying no to my question. You have to apply to get it. You have to apply for the citizenship. When that is proven, you get the passport, which is the same thing in Jamaica.
But he's talking about his niece and nephew. I'm talking about my son. I'm not talking about niece and nephew. I'm talking about my kid. My kid. And I don't say niece and nephew. My kid. My son. I'm not talking about
but he would be doing it for them based on his brother or sister's citizenship in the United Kingdom. It is their father. It is
what I'm saying to you. Okay.
No. All right.
My son. Well,
go ahead, Soldier.
My son have a British book. Everyone.
I'm not saying you can't get.
You have to apply. You have to apply same. You have to apply for it. You can't just get it like that. You have to apply for it. Just go through it like in the process. But they're entitled to.
But no, what I'm saying, dude. what I'm saying to a
It's
soldier.
not like it. I don't mean like you go there and they give the passport like that.
In Jamaica right now, soldier, right? Every child that is born, well, in the hospitals or stuff, they are immediately handed their certificate of birth.
Yes.
Meaning they immediately get their birth certificate. Even if they don't have a name for the father, that is given to the child and they can add the father's name. You are not given a passport.
We know that.
All right. All right. So that to me, that birth certificate to me is a clearer indication of entitlement. Because if I am entitled to something, all I have to do is say that I am British, give it to me. You have to prove.
No.
You have to prove that your case.
Of course, you have to prove.
But that is what I'm saying to a soldier. Just slow down, man. We just have a discussion, you know. It sounds like, yeah, get. What I am saying is that it's the same thing Jamaica is asking. Jamaica is saying, prove to me that this lady is your grandmother.
Oh, okay.
So, right. So, what they do, they qualify to it. They qualify. I think that is the right word they're looking for. You qualify for it, but you're not entitled to it.
Okay, can I say something to you now?
Go ahead.
When I was doing my last son thing, and then when I call the British High Commission and I said to them, my son, and they said, what they tell me, they said, as you said, you qualify and entitled to it. You know.
I don't like the word entitled, soldier, but you insist on using it, so I'm not going to challenge you because
qualify. All right, qualify. You qualify for the right to qualify. But what I'm saying, they qualify for it. As I said, if you come to this country and you get naturalization last year and you get a son this year, that son qualify for British book when you process, when you do all the process.
Okay.
They qualify for it. So if these kids just can prove that, as what Jamaica said, take away, they have their British book already, and because England, Jamaica is still under the Commonwealth country, it is easier. I don't know America run. I can speak for England. You know.
Okay.
Yeah, I can speak for England. I can't speak for America, Canada, but I can speak for England. So that's but what I'm saying to you. So management, when Captain was there and they get in Salah and Burton and those kids, all those guys get through so quick to come and play for Jamaica at that time.
All right, soldier, who told you that it was quick? You never hear the stories. Remember, like all Marcus Gill spoke about how long he wanted to play and couldn't play. What are you talking about?
Marcus, but remember, they didn't call Marcus Gill. Marcus Gill didn't really want to come because Marcus Gill didn't want to play for England. So
yeah, but
until the last thing.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, soldier, is that the process, when he played in comparison to when the process for completing the documentation was very long. I think even a couple of them in that team, Darrell Powell took over a year. Marcus Gill took close to 18 months to get through. So where did you get it that in Captain Burrell's time? Yeah.
Because so fast when the guys they come, I see they start to play for Jamaica. That's why I say it.
No, soldier, what happened? You didn't know when the process started. What you did, you saw them play for Jamaica. Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. You're right about that. Yeah. Never know when the process starts. Yeah, but what I'm saying still, I said if as long as they can prove Jamaican.
No, all right. Do you know this? All right. So, soldier, let me give you a next thing that you do. I don't know if you know this, right? If the father who is the sponsor is not on the birth certificate within a year after birth, they normally deny the request. Do you know that?
Well, I don't know because what happened. My kid, I always register my kid them, so I don't know. I can't speak for that because my name has to be for my son. Or you own a kid that you know on the birth paper.
Yeah, but soldier.
So that I don't.
All right, soldier.
I understand what he's saying, you know, man. Don't get me wrong, and I'm not being technical, but I understand what he's saying. But what I'm saying to you is, I couldn't testify against that because when my son they born, I always sign and
all right, soldier. Let me give you. Can I give you an example? Do you know, right, that maybe if you're in America, if you're American, because I know with American citizenship process, you have to do like DNA testing. I don't know.
Yeah, I know America done that. Yeah, I know America.
All right. So just follow the process now. Follow the process. Do you know though your name maybe on all the kids' birth certificate? They are probably legitimately yours. It is also possible that none of them are yours. Unless you have done DNA testing. It is possibly not.
All my son. Yeah, all my son and done. I do that's the different thing with me, man, but all of them done DNA.
All right.
If DNA don't do it, I would.
So follow me. Follow me. Because you said, here's what you said. You said when they were born, your name was on it. Did you some fathers prefer to wait until the DNA is done to prove because of what they call in Jamaica the jacket culture business. So did you put your name on it and then seek to find out if they were, or did you wait and did the DNA testing and then you found out and then you put your name on it?
Some of them is after, some of them is before. When they're about, you know.
Okay.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
If my last son, my name never gone on the birth paper until 4 months when I get back down and the DNA have to prove and they say yes it's your kid. So that's where it's going. It's not the mother do it, you know, it's me do it, you know. So I put my son from to a place that you gonna tell me say your doctor said that and I go forward to it. No.
Yeah, and here's the next thing to soldier, which is part what Chris King is saying. It could be possible that Jamaican left go England pan fake book and enough of the second and third generation don't know the correct names of their grandparents.
That's true.
A lady could have named Elaine Simis. And she go over there and she change up her name to go on false paper and say she name Melian Simis. She had a M there. So when them come at the RGD, and I ask the RGD, you know, my grandmother was born 1963 and May the 3rd in Civil Heights, St. Anne, and they say, yes, we have a person. What's her name? Elaine. No, she no name Elaine, she name Melian. They said, no. Well, we don't have nobody named Million born. We have a Elaine born. That same date, yes, and that is her mother and her father.
Yeah, that's can happen because Jen come and go up same and the kids they never know that their father was a twin, and it's when they go to the registration they realize that there was a twin. They were both a twin. It's not just him alone.
All of those the bandolo business sometimes messes up some of these things as well, because sometimes a person will change. Like, all right, let's give you an example. You know that there are many like people from olden days who don't even know them names spell. They don't know the correct spelling of the name because they don't look at the birth certificate. They have it, you know. They have the old one. They have never looked at it. So everywhere them go, them probably have bad spelling on them name. And like I can tell you this. You see, a lot of people when name Gray, them have family where they have cousins and brothers and auntie and uncle when name spell Grey. So when you try to get citizenship with all of those things, it's a lot of problems. Some deed poll gonna have to take place.
Yeah, that's why the issue is when with the Windrush, that's why you see that all those problems when the Windrush come up, a lot of them couldn't find their papers
Exactly.
and those
Because when them start check them forget, so then they come up on all some other person passport. Because people use there's a time when people use a travel on people passport and run off.
Then and then I know a gentleman come. He don't even have a passport from Jamaica until today, because and don't even have a picture of what when he come up, he come up on the boat himself and he meet a lady. And
what kind of boat? What kind of boat you talk about?
Then the boat then come back in a long time.
Oh, that's I never know. It really is boat? I never know it's boat. Back in the Windrush, yeah?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
A boat. Yeah, a boat then come on. Yeah. All of them are ship then they come and you meet a woman and take out her passport and give the woman that so so they never know it's boat they come and manage that.
Huh? No, I didn't know it. Honestly, I didn't know that they travel on boats. I thought it was ship.
Yeah. No, ship. Well, a boat same way. It's boat same way. It's boat same way. It's both same way. But it doesn't be technical.
No, soldier. My idea of a boat and a ship is two different things. If you think boat and ship are the same thing, that's cool still. But I'm not being technical. When we think about boat, we think of the little thing with the fisherman them go catch fish.
No. All right. You ever watch this movie back in the day? You ever watch this movie back in the day? Logboat, don't use a big ship. And it's in logboat.
Soldier, you're going to use a movie name to justify your argument, brother. That's Hollywood, bro.
No, but most person, when they say, you say ship it, but they say the boat, we're going down there and boat. But you no problem with ship and but with the boat. It's a boat scene.
All right, boss. I'm not going to challenge you on that. I don't agree with you still, but I get your point.
Yeah. We can disagree and agree and stuff, yeah. So, when you're going to Kingston, man?
Huh? When
you're going to Kingston?
I can't. All right, sorry. Soldier, we're very incognito in our operations, man. But if we need to be in Kingston, you see, right now, if there's something in Kingston that we can deal with it right now.
Okay, all right. We'll talk to you after the year. Don't worry.
All right, cool. So we call you after the year.
Yeah, man.
All right. Yeah, man. All right, cool. All right, thanks for the call, Soji. Yeah, make sure you have the DNA. Make sure it's always good. I can give you a real story when you hang up still. Because I don't want people to feel like I'm speaking about you. All right? So, yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, man. All right, we have a next call coming in. This looks like Parish Council. Mr. Yoon. Parish Council, this?
Yeah, man. Blessings, man. Happy New Year,
Happy New Year to you and your family, man. All the best to you for 2024, man. And thanks man. Thanks all the support in 2023, my friend. Really appreciate your subscription and your liking and your liking the videos and your comments and your call. Big up yourself.
Blessings, man. Man, I want to ask you, I'm not sure of your current status, so I'm going to say team manager. As the team manager for the Reggae Boys, what is your role in assisting players in obtaining their documents?
No, I'm not involved in that. I know that when I've been asked to help, like, you remember with some under 20 players?
Yeah.
You're right. So I've done that. And there have been players in the senior team in the past. There have been under 17 players that when parents reach out to me, I give whatever advice and connect them to people like Ian Campbell or Devon Porter and stuff who can help because they understand the process. Because I don't know the process enough to be able to help people complete the process. I can point them in direction to help them with it.
Oh, so there are no specific persons in the not JFF, but the Reggae Boys senior team staff member that is responsible in assisting players in obtaining their documents. Should they show an interest?
So if but the players who no, that's a different question now. If a player show interest, if Mason Greenwood call Coach Al Grimson and say I want to come and play for Jamaica, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
whose responsibility would it be to assist the player?
But
in that instance,
because none of us can assist the player, what we do is point them to the people. So, for example, I just said it. So, if you want, you connect them to the people at PICA or the High Commission, and you give them the process of filling out the document. Because the person, remember, a person in the national team, the head coach, the assistant coach, these are the person. So let me give you how the national team is. You have a head coach, you have a assistant coach, you have the analyst, you have the chef, you have the medical doctors, the physiotherapist, the massage therapist, you have the trainer, you have the equipment person, you have the team manager, all right, and you have the press officer. All of those are specific role. There's no role in the national team for helping to process people's documentation. But if a player reaches out to any one of those persons, they can point them to the people who help with that process.
Okay, because in my head, I say maybe that is one of the reasons why. Granted, I'm not for this thing on our talk. I
really think you really mean that. I think sometimes I think you're really serious.
Because another question I wanted to ask you, man, is what is a satisfactory time frame in which we would consider for this process to be done if a player shows that interest? Because initially we are talking about time that obviously players have their whole life to play for the national team. So it sounds as if we want a process that is expedited.
Yeah.
So what to you would be a reason time a player shows an interest for them to get there? That once them have everything, let us say them have everything. What is a reasonable time frame to have this process started?
I think if all documents are in place, I think this can take like maximum 6 months. Maximum. Maximum. That is so it can be done if all documentation there available to do the interview. I think it can take 3 with the people in place now. For example, like Ian or even a Roy Simpson, who has helped with a lot of the processing of these things in the past. If those people are involved in it and everything is in place and the players are available for an interview, and maybe Jason and Ian can tell this, it could take all 3 months or even less. Because the biggest issue, the two biggest issues, sorry, let me just say this. The two biggest issues is one, the player getting all the documents and all the documents being correct. And then the other issue is the availability of the player to do the interview when, as I say, for example, how easy is it for Mason Greenwood is if given an appointment next week, Wednesday, to leave from Spain, to come to London after training or after a game, to do an interview at the set time, to leave London, to go back to Spain to prepare. Like, yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, I understand that. But me lose my chain of thoughts a while ago, man. Sorry, you never asked Soji, how long did it take him to complete his process? Because the question I wanted to ask, is it because of the situation or because of athletic purpose why you would want it, or you would see it as a reasonable time for 3 months to 6 months? Because an average man, let us say an average person, who does work a regular 9 to 5, are we saying that this is the standard turnaround time that we are looking towards, or is it because of special circumstances where a player needs to represent the country in sporting activity?
Listen again. All right. Somebody's saying, I'm going to answer your question. Somebody's asking, how long was the process for you to transition to the United States? Like in terms of your citizenship or green card?
Yeah, but somebody can ask me that if they don't know me. Man is man. Tell me, sir, United run out. You know, say the border do the thing, man.
All right. Lot of mercy. Nobody getting at that now. I think they're trying to figure out because they were trying to make a point. But let me say this now. tendency. Do not use Soldier's case. Soldier's case is unique because Soldier lived in Jamaica.
And both parents are Jamaicans.
And his immediate family are Jamaican. All right. So and his mother went
but
to
wouldn't it take some time? Still would take some time, you know.
Yeah, but Soldier can't tell us the time because Soldier was not the one who was doing it. It was his mother.
Yeah,
so he said, while he can say to us, he never went through all of that. It never took long. Soldier probably don't know because it was his mother who was doing it. Because she wanted him. Because obviously, Soldier mother went to England with Soldier. And then Soldier father, our mother wanted him to come back to Jamaica. They wanted him to travel on his Jamaican passport. So they got a Jamaican passport for him to come back to Jamaica for whatever reason.
What may I say is, are we saying that we need special procedures in place for athletes who show interest to represent the nation? Or are we saying that it should be the general turnaround time for any individual who are seeking to get legal status in Jamaica?
All right, so here's what I believe. I believe that there should be special cases are expedited. I don't think you can say every person who is involved in sports, the PICA or the consulate should expedite. Because here's why I'm saying that. And let's speak from a realistic standpoint. If you have a brain surgeon who needs to come to Jamaica to the serious brain surgery, that's a matter of life and death and maybe extreme, but you'd want that process to be extradited. You may have a business person who should that process. So I don't want to make it like that, but it can come down to specific things. So for example,
I don't disagree, you know, because as we say, a player that have more life to represent the nation.
Yeah.
No, I disagree, you know, I just try to get an understanding.
Yeah. Somebody is saying that it can take up to 18 months for the naturalization process in the States.
18 months?
Yeah, up to 18 months.
And bear in mind that those persons would have to be in the country, you know. And
Yeah. They can start the process here, but yeah. After a while, you're asked to come to the States. You have to, right, yeah.
And you cannot leave the state until that process is resolved.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So citizenship thing is very.
So it sounds like it
to be compromised. It
sounds like you're in the process of doing that, so you know so much about the system. And I talk about border business. Yeah, tricks set up parish council.
Asylum, may I seek monies, man. May I seek asylum. What may I say is
not the one out of Windrush Road though.
No. What may I say is, and I heard Simon, speaking about it, and I mean, we don't want the thing to compromise, because what we are lead to know is merely things being a possibility of things being hooked up, and you understand what I say, because of this rush thing and the time frame in which we need players to be available for the national team. So that is just my concern in terms of the time and the requirements. We have to be very careful of how we just open the gate towards anybody becoming a citizen of our great nation. You understand what I say?
No, here's where you and I agree with. I don't agree with what I hear Jason saying that the Ministry of National Security is doing, where for crime reason, he has to sign off on anybody who wants to be a citizen of Jamaica. I am saying that because I guarantee you that the people who are seeking citizenship in Jamaica are not seeking citizenship to come here, come commit crime. I don't understand. That don't make any sense to me.
But the world gets a dynamic now. That's what I mean.
So let me go on and say this to parish. So parish council, I think, given the crime rate and some of the things in Jamaica, you really believe that, like, the people who are seeking to be citizenship, I think, are coming to add value to Jamaica.
I make it better. I agree.
Not to take away. So why would we set up a system to say, like, no, sir, no? Why? Because I don't think the people who seeking, like, why would a person in the United Kingdom, even if they are struggling, choose to come to a Jamaica to do what?
Well, man is man. Yeah, I mean, I want to straight off the point still, but just to say that, remember, even the whole 9/11 thing, those men were actually citizens of America, you know.
They were citizens, you sure?
Yeah, man. The one them will fly the plane, man. I see him in America.
No. Parish Council. Parish Council.
I want to straight from the topic, man. I couldn't straight go over this. So I tell you, the man them were in the plane. Did live in America?
Oh, no, man. I agree. No, man. They lived in America. You know that?
Yes.
You know that in America, residency and citizenship is two different things.
Yeah, man. Me know that, man.
All right.
That is all right, and that is why they create these systems in place to protect the nation security as well. And as you know, say athletes. That's why I ask you, should athletes get preference? Because me as an athlete, obviously me not come to add crime to your country. Me come to play ball.
Yeah.
So if we are saying the athlete should get preference and the matter should be expedited, me not going to totally disagree, but I'm just saying we still have to be mindful. You understand what I say? Still have to be mindful, because once you lower your standards, you leave room to error. You understand? So that was just my two little cents towards the conversation.
But let me I just want to tell you, the persons with the bombing, they were not American citizens, sir.
But they were residents.
They were on visas.
Okay.
Yeah,
and them go school. So they may be close to get them.
Because remember, here's what I'm saying, Parishko. If the Ministry of National Security is saying that I have to sign off on our citizenship, remember, if a person wants to do crime in Jamaica, he doesn't need. We are so slack that remember, a tourist don't even have a visa to come to Jamaica, right? If you have an American passport, you can just come to Jamaica, and if you have a UK passport, you can come to Jamaica. So why would a person go through the process of citizenship to try to bring harm to Jamaica when they can come and be here for months on top of months?
That does harm, because you have to have record keeping your people. Another thing me always go have to ask, when these athletes become citizens, how those tax things work? We don't want it just be a case where we just look players, so players just come, and when them retire, them just gone, and we don't see them back.
So what is wrong?
Pay tax to the country, all right. Work.
So let me ask you. So don't some of the players who are born in Jamaica, they go overseas and play and they don't come back to live in Jamaica? So what is wrong if a player,
man, it's different? They're my son of the soil, so
no, you're not different, but shouldn't they be?
My eye.
No.
My eye different.
All right, Parish Council, hear me. If I am a son of the soil, let's use your word, I should be coming back to live in Jamaica to pay taxes. More so than a man who born in the next place and get Jamaican citizenship. And if the ones who are born here are not coming back to pay taxes as son of the soil, why am I going to put that demand on those who are not born here but have citizenship?
Oh, then the money may deal with remittances and have care down here with them have insurance and tax and
then other players don't listen. But do you know? All right, Parish Council. No. Here's the thing. No, you know that when these players or these people from outside of Jamaica start connecting with their families, you know what happens sometimes? They start giving them money.
Yeah, for real.
So now maybe a lot of them are not sending anything because they have no connection with their family. All of a sudden now, they become citizens of the country and they start connecting with their family. Like Mikel Antonio go up to Stony Hill, go look for him family. Deshaun Bernard, who said, from I was 6 years old, I've never come back to Jamaica to look for my family. And he comes back and he looks for his family. And guess what? Of course, he must start help them.
Yeah, naturally, yeah. A good story that for sell man is, man. You know, easy,
But listen, you need to get. It's a new year, man. It's a new year, you have to get past this. You have to get past this bias you have, You have to get past the
It's
thing.
not a bias, man, but me know a little feeling there's somewhere in everybody heart when you know say Jamaica and Yardman thing, and they know the thing that already, man, is, man. We don't just want to open the door. There are 1 and 2 man who see them fall. They say, yeah, man, we can pick him. And then my next one, you see me, I say, you know, so the brother should be the yard, man. I just say things.
All right. First council, bless up yourself, because
yeah, one more thing more I say to you, man, is, man, it's January 2024 now. After 20 soon start. I don't hear nothing yet.
All right. When Simon return, we're going to talk about that. But guess what happened, you know?
Man, they're going to please, you know, because I listen to the interview with the general, what the coach. I mean, they write down some pointers and things, but you won't rise up that yet. January 24 now.
All right, boss.
All right. So to start out in the visa thing, them and passport thing, them. Blow your whistle.
Half time.
Game done. Big up yourself. All the best. Yeah, all right. All right. CC. Yeah.
Yeah, man. No, I go on, man. Happy New Year to you, you and the family, and all of the viewers and subscribers and who wanna subscribe it.
Yeah, man. Bless up, man. Happy New Year to you and the family as well. All right.
Man.
Yeah, hold on, because I have Tennessee calling in. You understand?
Yeah,
So that's all
no
that CC. Yeah. Tennessee.
What go on, man?
What go on? Don't get a problem. No, don't want to get a problem now with us, sir.
Right, Kali. Man is the man come back and kill years, man. What we may say, okay? Why the man them when America got married? They look, remember, you know, a lot of way with America, yeah, don't ban it. See?
Yeah.
Most of us come here, I immigrants and everything. So I wonder why problem with people, like, me don't know, like, the man just has to say, keep on asking this question about taxation and all kind of thing. We don't understand that. Understand? Because me know. There many people come to America, they're married, you understand? And they run down it. And maybe I see people them now, I talk about the next man, which is Jamaica thing. Every man them come to play sports, man. Some, we don't see the problem if they set up a special to the man them get them thing more fast or what. A sports man play, every country do it.
Yeah.
You understand? Every country do it.
But Tennessee.
So we can assist
CC
compromise.
CC want challenge Tennessee.
Yeah, but Tennessee, like, I can understand you want to take on a man's point, but your comparison in terms of the whole American thing is totally different, because these persons who are is different, because look at it like this: these persons are not trying to get citizenship in America to play for America someday, USA men's football team or USA basketball team or any of those sort of scenarios. Okay. So on the next thing too, if you're probably in America, you're probably living in America. There's no way. A lot of these persons, if you're in America, there's a chances are, because you know you can live off of this, you have the welfare part of the system. But majority of the time, yeah, it's like there's the American system find a way for you to pay tax. So a lot of these guys, even with the whole marriage and system, I don't see a problem fast tracking applications or doing what you can so the persons can be eligible to represent the country once they have indicated same. Because at the end of the day, I could go to America and get a child right now, and that child grow up in America, who is an American, and he comes to me and said, "Daddy, you know, some want to represent the country from which my father was born," and because he's as much Jamaican as I am, same as say, "Oh, he want to represent Jamaica." However, he doesn't have the documents to represent Jamaica, or the opportunity comes up, which it gonna be him his choice. So I'm not opposing all that whole scenario. But as I said to you, the is the same thing where Tennessee. It's just there's the whole marketing and educating of people on the whole to be more familiar with the players. Why this is like this? Because a lot of persons might think the same way that parish council thinks. A lot of persons.
Yeah, boy.
Why? Because all right, look, it's just it's not limited to Jamaica. It's just because we are looking at Jamaica now. Even in the US, and you want to see, even in the US, when persons go up and they're married, you never hear in the US them say immigrants, immigrants, them take their job. There's always this argument about
Me ask you why.
because everybody in a country, once you are born, most persons who are born in a country have a nationalistic ideal or a view where is the persons who are born in that country, they said are entitled to any benefits that accrue from that country. So if the persons who are become naturalized through the naturalization process to become citizens of that country, even though their forefathers or parents are citizens, yeah.
Yeah, man. Tennessee. Let me just say this. CC, you know, say I may disagree with you on this. All right. I watch American sports, different sport, and I watch like some of the Olympic sports. Piney just put up on about Lagat, who ran for Kenya, then ran for the USA. I don't hear American complaining about him. They just did the Arsenal player Balogun. I didn't hear any uproar about him representing America. What's his name? Des. I didn't hear any uproar about him representing Jamaica that he's taking any spot and thing. All right. I don't know if I think if you say that this is kind of a sentiment across the Caribbean, I would understand that. I don't find it in the American context that they complain about. Well, but this guy he's from Jamaica. How come he's running for us? How come these players who were born in? No, I think America endorses and promotes and pushes for that because they want to be the best at everything. That when it comes down to the sport.
All right, look at it like this, Spanish man. In the football thing, you might say you have the Balogun and those guys. If you were to go to basketball, if you don't come through the American system of basketball in terms of their college system and their school system, chances are whenever the opportunity comes up, because you have non-American who have played for America.
CC, madness, because Tim Duncan, they were begging Tim Duncan to play for USA. He could have, and he chose to play for his local Caribbean island. I don't agree with you.
CC, I try back up correspondent, but CC, I back down himself.
No, but I'm saying to you that listen, all right, go ahead, Tennessee. But I say there always will be
Kyrie Irving, Patrick Ewing.
Oh, so which system did Patrick Ewing come through? Did Patrick Ewing play college basketball?
Oh, you mean?
Then all right, then man, you're making my point. I am saying to you that the point is Patrick Ewing came through the American system.
But CC, which are there players who did not go through the system? Tell me, even American players go through the system. That is not.
But I listen to what I'm saying to you, man.
Everybody have to go through the same system, CC.
All right, for example, say the guy named Victor Wembanyama became a naturalized citizen, America.
CC, nobody use that. You can't. CC, you can't use. You're gonna use something that you don't have.
No, what I'm trying to say to you is this. I am saying to you, man, that if the play.
Go ahead, yeah. CC get blocked out.
That might say that's different. But I think the most of the time, man, is even if you are in Jamaica and you go back to the length of time and come back to Jamaica, people treat you different. You understand?
Yeah.
And that's a fact. They make it look like say, and a day you come from again. See, so, and I like say money. He must say people pay tax, all kind of things. Me have a child, man. Me have a child, America.
Yeah.
My father, I do everything to my family in Jamaica. See, just to see. See? The child come up, the child want to represent Jamaica. Me not see no problem in it. You understand? Me not understand if a question and national security. A man just want to play football. You understand?
There you go, sir.
Compromise the system all kind of fool is this. You understand? I just football a man who represent the country. Because to home me see that help them help to come.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
I know like a man come to bring down the country, man, help the country for advance.
All right. There you go, sir. But we have Gunner's boss was trying to call. So I'm going to
All right, making go through.
Yeah, man. All right, big up Tennessee. Let me just read a comment. But you're making my point in a true culture. Here's what I said. I am sure sports don't agree with you. Who agreed what you say about the security. U.S. citizen was wanted in the U.S. and was living in Jamaica. Watch. Here's what I'm saying. A U.S. citizen. You know how much wanted in comparison to the one American found in Jamaica. And that is what I'm saying. He never needed citizenship to be living here. He just traveled on his passport. An American don't need Jamaican citizenship to do anything the Jamaicans do. All right? His American citizenship and passport allows him to do that. But your thing is that they found an American wanted man in Jamaica. Check how much Jamaican who wanted men are probably in the USA living, which is worse. That's why I think you're the true culture. Welcome to the show, Gunners Boss. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, man. And the viewers and likers, sharers, and subscribers. I want to do it, just do it now. My name's man. Look like the light man passed through and left CC in the darkness because I feel foolish with CC. I don't CC. But tell you, what CC I'm talking about with Victor Wembanyama. Victor Wembanyama, and said Nikola Jokic, if them become United States citizens today, they will be playing for the United States basketball team.
Exactly.
What's wrong with them?
Exactly.
And they will, and if they have interest, they will be fast track.
Exactly.
Because the United States need them. If Ilian decides that she wants to represent Jamaica, America, and Shelley, in 3-4 years, the next Olympic they will be maybe not this one because it's so fast, but the next Olympic after this, within 4 years, them get them pick up 4 years. Remember in 2004, Bernard Lagat represent him country, in 2008, him represent United States, and you have to be at least 5 years to get through your citizenship and them thing on a regular basis, 5 years or more. You understand? But these people bring merit. So it's when you bring these merit that these kind of people will get a pass. So CC no know where my talk to man. CC just a bumbler. You know what CC always a come with right man, then cut him off.
Yeah, because what I'm saying is that because the point I'm making is that an American, if there's an American who is involved in criminal activity, why would he seek to go through the process of becoming a Jamaican citizen? That would expose him. Yeah. All he needs to do is to travel on his passport, because he can travel on his passport and keep on extending his stay, and he gets that privilege. In Jamaica, and he live here for years without going through his background and all of those things.
But not even have to go do nothing more than just lay low and keep quiet. That's all. Just be quiet. Stay in our community, the people, them love your accent, like Franco from St. Place, and them just love you, and them take good care of you, and you don't have to tell them your business or nothing. You're just an American who don't want to go back to America right now. Nobody don't care about you. You have to just, you know what I mean, be yourself. And that's all it takes. Or be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And with sort of thing now, you ever hear them have a term named anchor babies? You ever hear of that term before?
No, explain that to us, Gunners Boss. Anchor babies.
Yeah, anchor like when you anchor the ship.
Yes.
Well, anchor babies, them claim to be like, say, a woman get pregnant in Jamaica, she have a visa, and she go to America and she have the baby because she want the baby to be American citizen.
I think they're cutting that out now in America. They're
not cutting it out. The other guy who left and is trying to return is saying he want to stop that, and that's. But them they're just red herring, you know what I mean? That's just gaslighting the people, because they're saying that what you're gonna say about your kids, which you're married to 2 Middle Eastern wives, and those kids, other than one, is for those Middle Eastern women. So you're gonna kick out your own kids too? So because that's exactly what he's saying, if that's where it comes down to. You understand me?
Yeah, but it isn't a point though, Gunners Boss. So what they're saying is that my wife is at 8 months. And she goes to America. She has the baby there. Should the baby qualify to be an American citizen? Because
Based
he
on the
was
fact
born.
that the baby, because based on the fact that the baby is born in an American hospital on the American side, presently, that baby is an American baby.
Well,
No.
I can understand people debating that still.
Yeah, I can understand people debating that, but until the law change, it's not gonna make a difference. You understand?
True.
So they would have to go and change those laws and make it impossible for that to happen. Then what they would have to do now, when them see you're pregnant and them say you don't require and papers to show that your stage of pregnancy, so them not gonna allow a woman with advanced stage of pregnancy to go through the airport.
Okay.
So it's a lot to it, a lot of logistics come into these things sometimes, So sometimes, people just start up something and it's just, what you say, gaslighting the people, like what CC come on here doing. CC know better than that, I don't think CC just beheaded like that. I think CC is a smarter person than that, But he say these things to have people like me giving that attention.
But the other thing, is the other thing I'm gonna pass is this. The whole idea of people paying taxes. You know that it is easier for a person who have lived in America to come to Jamaica and want to pay tax than a Jamaican probably living in Jamaica to pay tax, because the taxation system in America cultures you to ensure that your taxes are paid for the most part, just because you can get in so much trouble. So when a person, like, for example, come, like in Jamaica, a lot of people don't pay land taxes. You don't really get away with that if you own property in the States. So when a person returns to Jamaica or an American moves to Jamaica, they seek to pay land taxes because they are cultured that way based on the fact that they lived in America.
Yes, that's why you see the American people now, they live into this gated community where they have everything in order. You understand? Everything is being paid and on time and everything is upkept, So it is what it is. I just our thing that Jamaican thing, we don't like hear nothing. We like to get everything free, and that's why that's why you're left in the darkness. Anyway, back to Soji thing now. So when Soji say his mother went and she have him in England, then he said she take him back to Jamaica on a Jamaican passport at whatever age. Why would she want to take him back to Jamaica? I think she would take him to England because you want to get him out of the Jamaica culture and the Jamaica thing. So why you'd bring him back on a Jamaica passport? Sometimes what you think kind of confusing and unbelievable sometimes, But I don't know still, because I don't know why my mother want to bring me to America and want to bring me back to Jamaica. But have me America and want to bring me back to Jamaica. I want to bring me back on Jamaican passport. That when me grow up now and be an adult and decide that for my what me think that would happen. Mama not bring me. The people them not bring them kids across the Florida streets, the America hugest, the world hugest burying ground. To go give them back America to get them back to Cuban papers.
Yeah.
People them will come across the borders with them babies now and bring them to America to get back to Jamaican thing. So I don't get that part, the Soji. You have to explain that part to them more. Why your mommy don't want to do that back then? Especially back then. Then Soji say, him know people who did that travel on boat. Boat a 1910 or 19 before aeroplane thing, people that travel on sailboat across America and across England for 6 or 8 months, man. Maybe longer,
Yeah.
Where Soji getting story them from sometimes, but sometimes them appealing. And you know, man. I want you. You got yourself real baller. That was a good contribution to the thing. Continue do it. If you can do it today again, would I like you double it up to. But hear this now, man. You can't. Don't. When the people them are drag me, you have to tell you're ready and I join that conversation. You can't blow your whistle anytime now. And I get ready to leave now. So you're ready to tell them, yeah. You have to tell them, say, yeah, man, fine action. The great final one, the father contributor to this from the beginning, whether or not, whether I put it here or I put it somewhere else.
Hey, the man said, no. The man said, listen, I'm going to put up him super thing for $100 and you can match it. You sent, I think, the day, hold on, man, because you tell the people, the people on the platform, when you say, you ask for the Zelle information, people don't remember, and me say, I'll text him the Zelle. A Spaniard, a person with a Spanish name, sent $40, right? Gunners boss said the man supposed to send somewhere. All I know in a reach. So the man still out the way, you know. That the man said.
The man that send you $75.
No,
$35
no, he did not.
But send it to you.
Then that real all baller say. No, that real all baller say. Yeah, no, that. No, me not saying I do it, but
who control the Zell? Who control the Zell? Bank of America, right?
Yo, yeah. Well, you have to tell the people that, but some people don't want the people that know some have. Some people don't want the people that have any American.
Tell the man to send $75. That's why you have to put his
I cannot tell the man what I don't see, sir.
Oh, well, tell him what you see now and tell him what will be coming.
But $40. The man.
I said I gave him, listen, man, without this, I must be that much. But I gave the man $75. He said $40 was in his Zell and he's gonna put the rest on it.
Then that he was telling man, right. But
me don't know what you tell the man. But that is not the only time I've been a contributor from day one.
So
how much piece of merch?
The man didn't say
the only piece of merch. Hey, real ball. I'm tell you something. The first piece of merch, man, is man. I know my arm shorts was upstairs in my closet. So when I go put on when I start the show.
Soldier call. So remember where you were soldier saying now.
Oh, soldier. Oh yeah, soldier call. Yes, good.
All right.
Explain it right, soldier.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Pick up yourself.
All right, that was Gunners boss. Soldier, this time now we have to go watch the call in. You have 5 minutes. Let me just call you back. 5 minutes you have to explain yourself. Go ahead, Soldier. You're on 5 minutes. Your 5 minutes begin right now.
Yeah, me know 5 minutes. So I was just listening to Guna. Let him know, say, back in those days when I'm going back down, if I use the British book, they would only give me 3 months in Jamaica. So my mother, that's why my mother come and let I get a book, a Jamaican book, because they don't want to stay certain time if it's not Jamaican. If I come to Jamaica now and come down on my British book, they're going to give you 90 days in the country. No more. When I come down on the Jamaican book, they don't limit you like that. So let Guna, Mr. Guna, let him understand that.
Okay. So back in those days, there's a different time limit on your book from the United Kingdom. Right. Yeah. So you'd use your Jamaican passport to travel, so you can stay in Jamaica longer.
That I can stay in Jamaica longer.
Okay.
So if you let him make Mr. Guna understand that. I don't know what time he leave Jamaica, so let him understand that.
Okay.
So that is the reason.
Okay. He's listening. He will hear you.
Yeah. Mr. Guna. I want to get him saying never understand what I was talking about.
I think that was I think that was the main thing. You have to go right.
Yeah.
You have to go write them down in a soldier, because we can't keep track of so much things.
Okay. Mr. Guna, if you listen, Mr. Guna, if you go down in those days and women of America and a British book, Mr. Guna, you're going to let your kid in Jamaica, they're going to give him a limited time and you have to leave and come back again.
But soldier, yeah, somebody just said something. If you are a Jamaican citizen, you come to Jamaica, why is there a time limit?
I don't have a Jamaican birth paper or anything like that.
No, man. All right.
Remember.
Soldier, let's listen to me ask you now. You said you got a Jamaican passport. To get a passport, you have to be a citizen. You don't get a passport unless you're a citizen, you know. If you're a Jamaican,
my mother. No. What I'm saying to you.
No, man. Let me finish now.
What my mother do all those things. Listen, as a kid, my mother do all those things for me, and I maintain it.
Yeah, man. So, soldier, just listen to me now. Your mother did everything.
Mm-hmm.
You have a Jamaican passport. If you travel, I'm talking about the time you're talking. You say you got the Jamaican passport in 1981. Am I correct, soldier?
Wow.
All right. So if you have a Jamaican passport and you come to Jamaica using your Great Britain passport, you have a Jamaican passport, you're a citizen. Why you have 3 months?
No, if if I give the immigration officer at the time, if my mother give the immigration officer at the time my British book, definitely they're going to give me 3 months inside my passport.
In your British, but you still have your Jamaican passport.
But me never show them, say me have none.
You don't have to show them, because if them come after 3 months, soldier, them cannot. What am I going to take and send them back? And you have your Jamaican passport?
No, yes, but at the time that's the only thing I can look at what my mom did. That's the only thing I can. All right, you know, when my Jamaican passport run out, and I come down and I use the British book when since me a big man now. At 90 days, then give me 9 countries.
Because you don't have a Jamaican passport.
You know, because I don't show them it. Me never show them it. Me have one, but run out.
All right. Jason is saying that, yeah, it matters. Okay. You're right.
You know.
Yeah.
So that me I'll tell you, you know, because if you come and you don't show them your Jamaican book, if you show them a British book, mannings, man, they're gonna give you 90 days mannings, man.
Okay.
They're gonna give you 90 days. So that's why I try to show this man where go now where I say something to you, so me I make him understand that. So if me show that, you know, if me show them my British book, they must give me 90 days and then
Cranky said he did. All right, because I'll go tell you this. All right, soldier, right? So, you know, you have many, this is what I'm saying. You know, you have many Americans, right, who are in Jamaica.
Yeah, I don't know American runs. It's not about English. Yeah. We don't know America. We can't talk to America. Let's talk to who come from England. We don't know who American. I don't know where them could tell you.
All right, big up yourself, soldier.
Yeah, man.
All right, cool. All right. What I would say, people, is that you have a lot of, especially kids, that they sometimes you have to go to the American embassy, man can tell you, and kind of explain why your child is out of the United States for so long, right? Because they have that. They will call you as a parent and ask, I mean, you know, especially for kids when they're out of the country for a time, and even their citizens, they do that. But it's not that they can't stay. You can stay. All right, but I mean, yeah. For the person now, paying taxes is also voluntary money, brother. I know voluntary. I don't know, you know. I don't know which state you live in. I can tell you, the states that I am familiar with, when you own property, and a volunteer for pay. Volunteer if you want to do it. If you're not, you have to pay your property tax, brother. And on a voluntary thing. So I don't know. Maybe there is maybe in the state that you are, you can volunteer to pay your property taxes. I don't know, but that has not been my experience. In the state that you are, maybe a volunteer for pay taxes and goods and stuff. And I don't know. Maybe you do. I know they have different tax bracket, which is a different thing from the man said, don't challenge me. All right. So you are saying to me, Moswin Maxwell, that the tax system in the US is voluntary. You can choose not to pay your taxes. Is that what you're saying? I don't understand. All right, listen. Let me take a next call here, sir. Carla, welcome to the show.
Yes, Happy New Year, man.
Hey, Happy New Year, man. All the best here you come for 2024. I hope one of you tell me that taxation is voluntary, you know. I hope one of you tell me that.
No, you're mad, man. Whoever tell you that, tell them to be one move to that state then. If in 3 to 5 years you don't pay your taxes, you have to pay no more property tax because they will take away your property.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, understand me? If you want to volunteer to pay him taxes, him can volunteer not to pay for about 3 to 5 years, and then he don't have to pay after that.
Oh well,
all right.
Jason say he's a sovereign citizen. I don't know. I'd love, honestly, I would love
the
to know what
difference-
state, because it's a serious problem for
There's
me.
no state. No, there's no state in America, no state or territory that you don't have to pay property tax. The Jamaica property tax is actually cheaper than American property tax, because America did their property tax did that for the size of the house, while Jamaica is the size of the property. You understand me? So the bigger the house is the more. So if a house, let's say in a UND, and we have a 1-story house, but you put on a top, you will pay more than the man.
You know what?
You pay by the size of the house.
Maybe he's talking to the people who live on the reservation, like the natives.
Yes, if you're a Native American and live on a reservation, you don't pay tax. They don't pay any tax because you're a Native American.
Oh.
But you have to qualify. You have to show that you're qualified to be a Native American. So somebody in like your grandmother or your grandfather or somebody had to be a Native American. You understand me? So they don't pay taxes. That's why most of the casinos are owned by Native Americans, because they don't pay any taxes.
Okay.
You understand? Yeah. So I want to know. Tell him to put the state. Cause me I move go the next week. Pay property taxes.
Some people want to move right now.
Yeah, but believe me, man. In America here, you have to pay. It's one thing. Cause in Jamaica, you cannot pay property tax for 10 years, and sometimes don't do nothing. But in America, 3 to 5 years, the state, the county, and it's the moving point.
All right. So somebody saying he's talking about income tax, but income tax is different. No. Income tax is not even voluntary. You have different brackets for income tax in Jamaica. So if you're at a certain level, you don't pay it. But at a certain level, listen, you don't have no choice to get take out.
Same in America.
No, let me help him. Let me help him. My brother, let me say this to you. Hold on, let me help you, Mikey. You can't say it's voluntary, because income tax in Jamaica, you don't get to pay the taxes. It is taken out of your pay if you're employed by a company.
Right.
Them take it out, so it's not voluntary. It is taken out. So income tax, there are some people who don't pay because you have to be at a certain threshold, they call it.
Yeah. Same thing in America. If you earn under them call it poverty level. So I don't know what it is now. Maybe it's about 12,000, 13,000 now. If you earn under 13,000 US, you may not have to pay any federal income tax, not state. Federal income tax. Some states in America, you have to pay state income tax on your paycheck, right? But like New York City, where I live, you have to pay federal, state, and city income tax plus property tax. Like in Texas and Florida, you don't have to pay federal tax and no state tax off your check. You understand me? So if you work $500 in New York and I work $500 in Florida, I get more pay than you because I'm paying less state tax. But usually, it wash out because your property taxes are going to be more expensive than my property tax.
Exactly.
So it come back even anyway.
It is not like voluntary, saying that I can choose to pay if I want to, and I can choose not to pay if I want to. That is voluntary.
No.
And
unless you live.
Brain drain. Let me just say this and then you can go ahead. Brain drain. I see somebody saying that. Brain drain is saying there are property tax exemptions.
Yes, there is. When I'm about the development zone, but it's only for a certain time. I don't say for 10 years, if you build a place in this area, you don't pay a tax. They might try. Let's say a place a rundown, and they want to bring it back. Like Kingston, part of Kingston, them say rundown, and they want to bring it back. Then we give you a tax incentive. Say if you build a building there, apartment building, you don't have to pay no property tax for 10 years. So therefore, you get the incentive not to pay because they want to develop at the area, and this is where to get developers back in the area to build buildings. You understand me?
Okay.
That is how it works. So eventually you can pay tax. But maybe it's a 20-year thing or a 10-year thing. It depends on who doing it. You understand me? But eventually somebody going to pay tax. Right? But if it's an apartment building, right? The developer don't pay the tax, but the people who live in the building, who can buy the apartments in the building, they pay tax.
Yeah, but then look what people, losing property, Wesley Snipes got jail for them thing there.
Yeah, man. No, that's tax evasion, different thing. Him make money and never. Let's say make $1 million, and him only say make 5.
Involunteered.
No, involuntary not for pay. That is true.
Voluntarily, man.
Involuntary not for pay. Yeah. So him tell lie say make 500,000, they make $1 million, and them get him on tax evasion.
Yeah, Cranky saying Cranky saying it's the value of the house in the given jurisdiction, not the size of the house. It's more the value of the house.
Yeah, because the size of the house can give you the value of the house. Because you know, if you ask him to look at him tax paper, them charge you per square foot. Them to look at him tax form and him get it, they charge you per square foot. Look at him tax receipt. If you own a property, they charge you per square. So if you live in the Bronx, and my house is 1,400 square feet, and your house is 2,800 square feet, you going to pay 2 times as much tax as I pay, and the value of the house may be the same, because them charge you by the square footage of the house. Also.
All right, somebody saying that you don't have to pay tax if you're self-employed, as long as you can deal with the other effects.
If you're self-employed, you have to pay taxes because you have to file your tax return, and if you owe the Uncle Sam, he's going to charge you. Nobody, if you're working in America and you're working on the books, meaning that you're working on the books. Self-employed people get paid as a 1099, as a freelancer. I don't know what they call it in Jamaica, but they call it freelancer. So therefore, you're working, you're not paying any tax, but at the end of the year, when you file your income tax, if you're going to file, somebody give you a 1099. So if you're working for me as a freelancer management, and I'm going to give you and I'm going to pay you straight check. So $500, you don't take the tax out of it. And at the end of the year, I'm going to give you a 1099 tax form, which I'm going to claim that I pay you $26,000 for the year. And I'm going to get a deduction off of my taxes, but you have to go pay the tax. Because I report to the IRS now, so then if you don't report it, you don't have to pay. But guess what? After a while, I'm going to write you now. And now you're going to pay double way up if you never pay it a year. You understand me? See, again, it's voluntary again, if you want to pay or not.
Okay, all right. All right. So the person who came up with this thing, I think, Moswin Maxwell, do you want to call in, management? No, Moswin Maxwell, you should call in. So see the number running there, you should call in.
What brings a real man to pay? Do not fear IRS. If you do everything legal enough to fear them, yeah, all right.
All right, Mike. Let's see if the caller. Let's see if the caller will call in, because I want to know.
Yeah, man.
Maybe he never meant it is voluntary. Maybe he meant a different word. So let's hear what he has to say.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
But tell him, say, must name the state, because I move on the next as soon as possible.
All right. Yeah. All the best for 2024. Cool. Yeah, man. Cool.
Yeah,
cool.
Man. Cool. Yeah.
And Cranky's in the tax thing, so he will come and do a show one day to kind of explain all of that to you people. But I don't know. Yeah. But that is the number. FM or Moswin Maxwell, you know? Yeah. Oh, so, Winston Berger saying that one doesn't have to find it. The 1090 have a 1099 to file. Yeah. Yeah. So that, but like Trippier, he says the two things I fear: God and the IR. But listen, there are many benefits to Jamaican expanding its citizenship, man, because I don't think the people are taken away from Jamaica. Like a person having a good job in the US, you have to call, if somebody's trying to call the show, you have to call on the WhatsApp line. You have to call on the WhatsApp line, you know. It's a little bit difficult, yeah. Call on the WhatsApp line, it's easier. Yeah. I think this person, hold on, I need to see if I can call on the WhatsApp line. Yeah. Let me see if I can fix it. All right, so we have a caller. Caller, welcome to the show. Good afternoon.
Hey, management. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing fine, man. Blessings.
Yeah, I don't want to get too in depth in this thing because it's not for everybody. But I'll just say this. Google what tax class 5 is. You understand? That's what, as far as income taxes is concerned.
Google what?
Tax class 5.
Tax
You Google what that is.
class
Class
5.
5. This is for you.
Yeah.
It's how you fill out your W-2 that decides whether you pay taxes or not. You can also do something called revocation of election.
What was it? It's called
revocation of election.
Okay, revocation of election.
Yeah. So I'm just giving you 2 small gems. You can do your research.
So
when these guys are talking, I can tell that
tax class 5.
Tax class 5.
And
let me put it this way: to anybody listening that has a problem with the IRS, you do your research on what tax class 5 is. You can get out of it. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you. These people don't read. This is what I do.
All right. Well, there are 2 tax persons because Cranky is into those things as well. So it will be interesting to hear what his rebuttal is. So you said tax class 5, and let me get the name of the next one. Just
revocation of election. Revocation of election.
Oh,
because you have to let your opponent know what you're doing. Your opponent in this case is the IRS, but the IRS is your friend. It's not your enemy. Understand what I'm saying? You can use the IRS to your advantage.
All right. So, can you explain what it means? No. Or you can't? Or you don't want to do it on?
No, not on the. I'll tell you privately.
Okay.
The information, and you can do your research. But as far as Wesley Snipes, he went to jail for not filing a tax return. That's where he got in trouble. You notice what I said? I said paying taxes is voluntary. I didn't say anything about filing a tax return. You should file a tax return. Because what you want to do, management, you always want to act in honor.
Yes.
You always want to operate in clean hands. You always want to do that. But just do your research. I gave you 2 gems.
All right.
We'll talk. Privately, you can call me and we'll talk.
All right, boss. I will hear a Cranky. Right. Cranky.
The Cranky's who I really want. Because Cranky, I've watched, like, when I watch your show, I can tell he's an accountant.
I can call both of you, because he's challenging you in the comment section, so I can call you. But I don't want to call because the call will be online.
No, here's what I want to do. Yeah. We can set it up.
You want to? You know that Cranky has never lost a debate.
Oh yeah, I want him to. I want Cranky.
Cranky.
Yeah, really. He's the reason why I'm actually calling, because I know he's gonna come from the public side. You understand what I'm saying? Because Cranky, I'm sure he's an accountant. He's probably a CPA. He took the exam and all of that, and I'm sure he's like, this guy's talking nonsense.
Yeah.
He's who I really want.
All right, Cranky. Yeah. All right. Best of caller. All right, yeah. Man. All right, so people, you hear that? 2 terms to check out, right? The caller says he will not discuss it, but when it's a Cranky, you want to challenge Cranky on this. So he says that there is the revocation of election and tax class 5. I see A.M. Henry saying W2 is when you are an employee, W9 is when you're self-employed or an independent contractor. All right. I don't know. I don't. Where's Cranky? Cranky is still here? Yeah. All right. So I need to check that out because maybe it can really help me as long as I don't. Hey, somebody need to try it first and let me know, if it work, or they come back and tell me, because that's not a risk I am willing to take. But if somebody else try it and it work, then I would certainly try it. Oh, some person are saying that Where's the Cranky? You shake it in. Cranky, call it, man. Call it. Because the caller wants to challenge you, you know. Interesting, though. Very interesting. But I would like to know still. Probably I need to do some research and figure it out. Because, yeah. Need to do some research. I really need to do some research and check that out, though. I'm telling you. I am telling you. I think that is, if that's how it actually works, I think that would be a big thing. I am telling you that. Yep. So I don't know how Cranky is going to manage that one, but it should be very, very interesting. Yeah. Peso and Peso, you can come into the comment section, bro, and focus on the conversation we're having. Just you and what's your name, champ? They can also have some conversation that the conversation they're at a different level. Like leave the end of the stairs, man. Take some steps up the top of the stairs. Elevate the level of the conversation this year, man. All right, Cranky say he cannot speak now, but he welcomes the debate. So, you just give me an evening because I know this caller Cranky and I'll set it up. Yeah, I'll set it up. You understand me? Because we have like 18 minutes to go before they close the show. And oh, you go somebody. All right, check it out. 1738 and let me go. But I'll read it up still. I will take some time and really read up those things. But Cranky did say he cannot speak now, but he will definitely welcome the debate. So let's see if we can set that up. Yeah. Yeah. The system is so rigged that they couldn't even present evidence in court. All of Madrid say you put in your hard earned. What's it not? Yo, listen. Hey, yo, I don't know. I know that I was getting some good vibe from the caller, but no man, I thought about not visiting me in jail. I don't know. You know, I'm going to hold my corner. God. Marcus Mosiah Garvey, been a minute, man. Happy New Year's to you, man. Blessed love, blessed love. Blessed love, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All the best for 2024. Sherman, big up yourself, you know. All the best for 2024. You understand me? Yeah. I know that the taxation system in Jamaica is very lax. You know, big up yourself, Baller Car. Yeah, man, then almost, man, East and Pinnock is in it. I just looked at it, you know. Is he in it? For real? My PL team of the season so far. Oh, it's different persons picking team. I see one here with Vicaria in goal, with Trent Alexander, with Saliba, Van Dijk, Udogie, Silva, Rice, Palmer, Salah, Bowen, and Song. Think it's different people's opinion. This is the man in a Cranky. The man is saying that you need to jump out there. He's ready. You know, I would tell Tennessee. I'm gonna try that first. I'm not going to be the first one, boss. I understand. But I'm gonna try still in the Tennessee. But a couple of people have to kind of go through it first. I see some years pass and nothing happen. And then if I see nothing not happening now, we can say, all right, you know, we can. Not on this one, boss. This one is a serious business. This is some serious business. Yeah. Yeah. So 15 minutes we have to close the show. So if you want to, and you know that we're supposed to have somebody, you know, because the other day we were discussing again the whole idea of yeah. We're discussing quality. Yeah, quality of the leagues, both La Liga, and I was talking to a person in England who played in the Premier League, and you know what they were saying to me? Management called the man by new name Cranky. Yeah, that's his name. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so, and he was saying to me that Spain, in the last 10 years, in football, has won almost everything. From under 21s to male, female, to World Cup in the last, going beyond 10 years and stuff. So they were talking about that as well. So all right. So Bam. So this one says the team that Ethan is in are stats-based sites, not people picking their favorite players. Okay. So Ethan Pinnock is actually in the team of the year based on the stats-based team, not based on the different pundits picking their teams. Yeah. So that's good to know. Big up yourself, because I can't tell you now who listen about this person watches the show, you know. So everything, Ethan, you know, yeah. You understand me? Big up yourself. Sir Carl, you know how it is. Kyle Wallace, what's going on? I haven't seen you in a while, you know. You are Senior Wallace. Yeah. Balakar, bless up yourself. Yeah, man. So people, let us kind of have conversations about the possibilities as it relates to the players instead of talking about what Southgate's saying, because like I said, it opens up the discussion. I think I was telling you that. All right. And I also was talking about the whole idea of quality of La Liga. And if you define quality in terms of football in terms, yeah. So I think it is a sofa score. So let me see if I can find that. I think it is sofa score EPL team of the season. I think he's in it. Sofa score EPL team of the year. No zero. So according, I'm going to share this because this is according to sofa score now. You understand me? Big up Ethan Pinnock. And I think this is the best one to probably look at when you look at the stats from sofa score. So let's show you it for those of you who doubt it, because some of them rate my brethren is and Pinnock, You understand me? We don't deal with pundits, because them pundits, you have pick them, friend them. So for score thing, these are the stats. See the people? Look at the stats. Bam! From sofa score. In goal, Bert Leno. See that? See the people? I believe now. So all of you who are doubting. See the Ethan Pinnock, man? Yep. Ethan Pinnock, Van Dijk, Crab of Brighton, Trippier of Newcastle, Bert Leno of Fulham in goal. Right? You have Rodri, Son, Bruno Fernandes, Maddison, Salah, and Haaland up front. What you mean? Ethan Pinnock. I don't understand this picture right here now. Not only that, there's an next site called, I think, Who Scored? WhoScored.com. I think that is the name of it. All right. So if you go to Who Score as well, he's also in that team. In fact, you have in that team, you have Allison in goal, you have Van Dijk, you have Arnold, you have Pinnock, you have Robinson, you have Bruno, Fernandes, Rodri, Dwight McNeil, Saka, Haaland, and Ali Watkinson. And these are based on just stats, and that he averages 7.14. So big up, big up, big up. Yep. I agree with you, Mario Russell. Time for him to move to a bigger club, Yeah, that is it. It's called WhoScore.com. Let me put it in Fresh God and then I'll show you it. Yeah, man, he's there. Let me see if I can bring it up here, because I think I have it here. So let me show you it. Yeah, man, he's on that as well. That's what it is called. Yeah. I think you can see it now. So first you saw the one on sofa score. Let me show you this one on, and then we are going to close out the show for today. It has been a very good one. People continue to hit the like button. See there? Oh, yeah. So you have Bert Leno in goal, Kieran Trippier, Ethan Pinnock, Virgil van Dijk, Grab Brighton, Rodri City, Salah, Liverpool, Maddison, Tottenham, Fernandes, Manchester United, Son, Tottenham, and Haaland from City. Yep. I think a lot of people would wonder, where is Saliba? William Saliba. Yeah. Yeah, man, let's see. All right, people, let's see. I will stay with the likes on the show, you know, because right now, I hear that Fabian Reed is back in Jamaica. I don't know if he's on holidays. Deshane Beckford moved to Hartford, Connecticut. Make sure that people become a member this year of I Am Sure Sports. Hit the like button. Continue to subscribe and to share. Oh, CC is back when the show is about to end, you know. CC?
Yes.
Yeah, man. We have around 4 minutes, you know, so I'm just going to allow you to say what you're saying.
The team of the year that you put up, you know, I was a big proponent of Trippier because I saw how he played last season, and I was watching him leading up into this season. I think when the first in the first like 10 to 12 games, he looked brilliant. But for the past few games, though, man, I think he had made some crucial mistakes, and I think Trent Alexander-Arnold would have been my pick right there in that position.
But the stats have him from this side, have him being better.
No, man, I know because the stat. All right, remember that's what I'm saying. Based on how he was playing in the beginning of the season, he would have been better. However, in more like in the latter part of the season, you have some games that he was crucial in certain mistakes that led to Newcastle losing in back-to-back fixtures, right? And I think leading up to the Christmas break. So for me, that is the part that would keep him out of the team. So even though statistically he might have shown.
So for score, have Trippier in the team, you know.
Yeah, I know. So I'm saying even though Sofa score has Trippier in the team, if I'm picking the team,
Sofa score have Trent in the team, but this one has Trippier in the team.
Oh man,
but Trent has not been good defensive for Liverpool this season. Trent has looked better when he has played in the middle. Like he plays inverted and going in the middle, not defending out there. He has been just.
He plays like an inverted fullback.
But a lot of you so much goals Liverpool conceding, ZZ, and a lot of those are from the same side. Trent.
So let me ask you a question then, man. Who conceded the least goal in the league so far?
All right, let's go and check that.
No, I'm just asking you.
I'm saying let's go and check that. I'm just saying let me check it so we can give you accurate information. What wrong with you, man? Who can see the least amount of goals in the league?
The team that is leading the league.
Okay, so Liverpool.
And then I think
City 20. Van Dijk, yeah. And Arsenal 20.
Yeah.
So what is the point?
So all right, my thing is that even though, as I said, as a defender, Trippier is a better defender. However, the Trippier has caused about 5 defensive errors that have led this team to drop.
No, what? 5 defensive errors, Trippier?
Yes, man. 2 in one game. 2 in one game.
2 in one game, yeah.
And I think 2 in another game. And 1 in the next game.
CC. CC, that's where they come and stuff.
Yeah, man is man. Remember, I was.
CC, a couple of things. If you watch the Premier League from the start to this point, you cannot say as a right back, defensively, Trent has been better than Trippier.
I wouldn't say that's a message to say. Depends on how you play.
In fact, part of Liverpool's problem is that they have changed how they have played and moved Trent more as an inverted because of how poor he has been defensively.
Well, that's what I'm saying to you. That depends on how you decide to play. So if you're picking him as a fullback, then fine.
But this is about what you're using. But we have first responder on the line. So let me take first responder because we're closing out because we just had this. All right. First responder, welcome to the show. Good afternoon.
Happy New Year, man.
Hey,
but man, you know what? You know what? Because me busy, me lose track of time because what I was listening to was the guy berating uh, your friend from England say how his mother carry him back on a Jamaican passport and all of that. And there's some reach, So maybe I'm out of sync with what you have. If that is too far, then maybe make somebody else take this spot.
Yeah, we got past that long time. Maybe because you're moving around.
Yeah, because my pause and I work in between. But when I'm traveling, my son and myself, my son is 9. He have a Jamaican passport, and when I took him to Pika, there wasn't no whole lot of trouble. He's a citizen with his stamp, but me never have to carry him go the 2 times. But in response to what the guy was saying about soldiering, depending on how long a line is, and that line me going in, the shorter line me take. So if you look over there, so I'm saying the Jamaican line shorter. I flip out the 2 Jamaican passport. As a matter of fact, I don't have to click out his passport because I'm the older one.
Yeah, he's a minor. Yeah,
they will take it, and there are times when, because he has his passport, even if me not have my American passport, I could take the line because of what him have, because him have the 2 of them. You understand? So we can piggyback. But is it possible that soldier's mom took him to the Jamaican line because she also had 2 passports and the line was shorter? And that team remember. So me now go berate soldier. Maybe he never understand what his mommy was doing at the time.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah, but
that could be. That's how I say that he doesn't know what his mother did, So a lot of it is speculation.
Yeah, maybe he don't know what his mother do.
Yeah.
And according to the women who come up and have them baby, what America did eventually was put a stipulation on them that in order for the child to maintain their citizenship, they must come back at a certain time, within a year. And between 6 months to 1 year, they must come up, they must do a medical, they must go to the doctor and all them someday. So although back in the days it was a novelty, doing it now actually put a strain on you financially for that you plan to do. So you have to bring back that child to America every year.
Okay, every year.
Yes, every year that child and the mother, because they kind of cutting out the unaccompanied minor. So let's say the child is 2 years old or 3 years old, by them reach 4, they have to come back. They have to come back at 5. They have to come back at 6. So if you don't have the financial wherewithal, it benefits you.
Okay,
none at all, because the child are going to lose them citizenship.
Interesting.
So, yeah. So that's just 2 points. There's a whole lot of points that we could have. And management, quickly. In one of your programs, you were talking about civic consciousness and all of them someday. We come from Mandeville, so when my mother used to wash my clothes, she always complained how my pants them full of a sweetie paper, because Sister Charlton was the mayor of Mandeville, and the Mandeville was as clean as a whistle. So we grew up with that civic consciousness. So when we reach that college age, now, and me and my sister go Spanish Town. And all of a sudden, we reach Spanish Town and we take something, throw it on the road. So my sister say, what you just do? And I tell her, I say, I know Mandeville over there. And she said to me, I know Mandeville, but you're Jamaica.
Yes.
And so you say a lot of things what some people do are because they don't have the role model to straighten them out,
Yeah.
You say, no man, you can't throw that on the road. Me on White Plains Road, and me see people buy a patty, buy a banana, and them drop it on the sidewalk, and between where them buy it to the end of the sidewalk are 2 garbage bins. So some people now look for the garbage bin none at all because of how they were brought up. They were not brought up with and look for the garbage pan to make the environment clean. You understand? So that is why people throw things out of the car when it's moving. and all of that. You know, me always say if I was a policeman, would have pulled them over right away. But you know, keep up the good works with the
Yeah, man.
program, and we can't give you the something with my account.
No, man, we know, man.
You know, so
We know already,
we
man.
can't give you.
Yeah, we know
Yeah.
already, man. We know where to go already.
All right.
Yeah, man.
All right, Papa.
Yeah, man.
All right,
Bless
cool.
up first responder. Take
All
care
right.
of it. All the best
All
of
right, let me
2024 to you and your family, you know.
Yeah, man. You too, Papa. All right.
Yeah, man. All right, cool.
All right, cool.
CC.
Yeah, but pretty much as I said, the program are done still. But as I said before, like I am a big proponent of Trippier, so it's probably splitting hairs because overall defensively, Trippier is a better defender. Oh, so you can't really go around that. The formation that they're playing, you would have normally go with Trippier, right there. So, but as I said before, the last couple of weeks and the games that I've seen and those mistakes, that's the only reason why I would have played Trent and then played a different formation.
All right. We're going to have some more discussions on this.
Yes. The Saliba situation that you're saying though, I think something there. But man, I am thinking, even though Ethan Pinnock is there, he has been defended, but I'm thinking that Saliba somewhere somehow should have found himself in the team. If you look at how he has played for Arsenal this season.
I agree.
But when you discuss whenever we had a show there, we discuss it still. But I think, as we said, Saliba has been one of the outstanding defenders in the league so far this season. So I can't really go around it. Then in terms of the player, them, I think Madison. You see, this is the reason why we have a problem. One last thing to management, Madison's stats, right? Because Madison was so great at the beginning of the season up until he became injured. It's like if anybody else that came along in terms of coming up, their stats have not necessarily matched up to Madison's stats, even though Madison has been injured and hasn't been playing. So it's like it's a toss up there. But a person might say, all right, Madison hasn't played. For me, you have to look on a threshold of games. Madison played probably 10 games, 11 games, but then he hasn't played games where you can see how in performance get bad, so the score go down. While you have other persons playing more games, so the probability of them having more bad games is higher than a
Yeah. I guess in this case, once you have played a certain amount of game, you qualify. So I think that is it. All right, so let me just read this last thing and then we'll close out the show. Big up CC again, all the best for 2024. Hope to see a little bit more of you on the program. You understand me? Yeah, man. All right. So people.
Oh yeah, man. 2024, you will see a lot more of my monies, man. You know.
Yeah, man.
I really fun it, man.
Yeah, man.
And I also think Leon Bailey had a shout in the team too. From what I've seen, I think Leon Bailey. But I will say this, and it probably sound controversial, but if you look for the last part of the season, I think Leon Bailey is
but the person over that side is Salah. Can't remember says I live in, you know. So
that is the problem now, based on how the team is saying. I would, you see, James Madison, but that's swap him out for Leon Bailey.
Oh, but okay, all right. I can see that, but them will probably say different position.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Why them have 4 man up front there, so then?
And a 4 up CC. Haaland play front in a midfield, that you know.
Me not see. Let me not see 2 well. I have my glasses.
Yeah, 4-1-4-1.
Yeah, but I would just play. Oh, yeah. I just see it. But then, man, me just switch the formation. Cause Salah have to play up. Salah, me have to play 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1.
Okay.
But it depends on the way you put in the system.
Team
But
of the year for tomorrow.
I pick my team of the year, man. When I have a next program. But me know Leon Bailey got in my team. So people, you can have one person already.
And remember, it is based on numbers, you know. So when you compete, make sure Leon Bailey numbers.
Yeah, man. Man.
Them numbers, statistical numbers is above this.
So I'm saying I'm going to give the statistical numbers in the traditional numbers, which is the assist, goals, and all of them things.
No,
plus
mercy, CC. You know that you have an average number, 7 point at 7 point. You have to make sure because you can't use players with lesser numbers.
No, I'm gonna give it, man.
All right, bless up. All right, so finally, people, This is from the taxman himself. He said, the requirement to pay taxes is not voluntary. The IRS response on the website reads, Section 1 of the Internal Revenue Code clearly imposes a tax on the taxable income of individuals, estates, and trusts as determined by the table set forth in that section. All right? So, people, bless up on yourself. We go see how the debate is going to go. But I am management. This has been I Am Sure Sports. We have been 3 hours and 10 minutes. Thanks to everyone for calling in, everyone for the comments, the text, the super stickers, the super chat. We have one new member today, J. Ross, I believe. Big up yourself. No, Brando. Sorry, Brando is the new member today. Bless up yourself. Big up to everyone. Listen, live good, walk good. All right? Get all you can all you get. You understand me? Be a blessing to somebody. You understand me? Let love remain. Let go of bitterness and unforgiveness. You understand me? And let the peace of God reign in your heart and in your life. I am management. This has been I Am Sure Sports. And as usual, when it gets to the end of our shows, we say we are over and we are out of here.
Boom, check it out, I don't know it's Jason. I'm a represent for I Am Sure Sports. For the latest news and updates, check out I Am Sure Sports. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, subscribe and share. Jason representing I Am Sure. I Am Sure Sports.